You are live. All right. Time to make a post about it. What'd you get up to today?
Worked on a cover idea. Went to the grocery store, did some laundry. Watched last night's Dynamite.
What'd you
But
think
it
of last night's Dynamite?
was fun.
That last match was pretty sweet.
Yeah, OC and Takeshita. That was a banger. Great match. I thought it was all good, really. I liked them taking out another Death Rider or another D Rider. That
I
was
think they
cool.
took out like all the rest of them. No, is it
I
just
think Yuta's the only one
Yuta
left. I
still around?
think. Yeah,
He's gonna be a
that little,
difference maker.
that little rat, Yuta. All right, for the working man. Yeah, I was surprised that the Outrunners won. That was cool.
I missed that because I tuned in late.
Yeah, they're wrestling Cage and Archer, and look, the Cage and Archer were dominating him. And then at one point, Archer was going to put one of the Outrunners in the move, and the Hurt Syndicate's music hit, and he got distracted, and then they hit a roll up on him and won. It's cool. Quality pro wrestling.
I'm gonna need one of these other warriors, not named Steph Curry, to hit at an open shot, bro.
Dude, you need playoff Jimmy to show up early. Show us something, Jimmy. Maybe his head's still in Dubai. Oh my God, Steph Curry.
He hit.
Yeah, he hit.
Hell yeah, dude.
108.99 with 350 left.
108. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm still at Cole Anthony shooting free throws.
Mm-hmm.
You see this beef between Jim Jones and Cameron?
No, no, I haven't heard of Jim Jones in a long time. What's he up to?
I don't know exactly. I saw him on the Breakfast Club, and he had on like a "Make Dipset Great Again" hat, and I'm like, I don't know if he's like I don't know if he's like just MAGA. I mean, probably. Who knows? But like,
Is he still
I
fuck
don't
with
like the
Kanye? Or?
aesthetics of it. But I didn't watch the whole thing because he was so boring. But I had seen like Cameron was talking about like he's not really from Harlem. He's from the Bronx. That like he said at some point he said like he let Cameron sleep on his couch or something. That's such an like old school rap way to like tell somebody like they're lame. Like, dude, I
Yeah,
let you sleep on my couch, dude.
that's
Like that's
Tupac
what
to the Biggie.
to me that's like you were a good friend.
Yeah,
But in rap, it's like you don't want to let somebody sleep on your couch. That means they're
no,
lame. That's what Tupac said to Biggie.
yeah. Rather have him fuck your girl. I haven't. Is this Jim Jones still fuck with Kanye?
It didn't say.
That would
Well,
be
I
telling.
mean, he said it in the podcast, but I didn't watch that far into it. But yeah, Cameron came back at him like, "You're not really from where you say you're from. Your grandma had a house there. You were a fan." Like he was like, "Pull up." He's like, "Pull up this mixtape. Pull up this thing. Pull up this." They were showing like little clips of him and Mace rapping like back in the day. He was like, "We were popping. Like we were buzzing back in the day. You were nothing. You didn't even know how to rap. You were just a fan, bro. You just came around being a fan." And then like, and then Mace was just like eating popcorn the whole time laughing. This was from a while ago because I got wrapped up into it. I just coincidentally saw Jim Jones was on Breakfast Club today, but I got wrapped up into the drama because what's his name? Chad Ochocinco and Cameron are beefing. Crazy.
Yeah, these grumpy old men, man. It's
So Chad Ochocinco, when he first started doing the nightcap, like right before it, he was like, "Hey Cameron, I'm coming for your spot," because Cameron had just started doing his like sports show, and he thought that was like a great, like compliment. Like, I think you're the guy whose like spot is worth taking or whatever. But Cameron never liked him since then. He was like, you know, don't say that shit to me.
Cameron can't take a compliment. It's a problem.
Well, it's kind of a crazy way to compliment somebody, to be fair.
Yeah. Was Shannon Sharp on the show when he said this, or was?
Yeah, but Shannon Sharp was like kind of annoyed that they even had to discuss it. Oh my God, Steph! I just saw that one he made to put him up 111 to 104. Crazy work. He had 9 already. What? Where is his? He's like 3 away from the record. I don't think he's gonna hit it, but
Maybe it is Steph Curry. Jimmy hasn't seen greatness like this since he's played with Tyler Hero. The Magic are still in this.
yeah, big
Paul's
time.
got 38, 6, and 5. That's crazy. Yeah, Jim Jones.
Oh, but so Chad Ochocinco, he was like on the Stephen A podcast, and he had made a comment about how like when he was in college, he was having sex with some girl, and she was like, "Oh, like go deeper," and he was like, he told Stephen A like, "I was so upset because that was as deep as I could go, so I practiced having sex and I watched pornography, I studied tape and all this shit." And Stephen A is like, "Why are you telling me this?"
Yeah, that's just exactly what I was thinking. Like, why?
I don't know. Like, I guess Chad Ochocinco was just being funny, but he was going like, "Yeah, like that." He's like, "But now I got a dick enlargement procedure, so it's all
what?
good."
Whoa.
I don't know. That was the story they talked about on the Cameron's podcast. Like the host, like they have like a woman who like does the part says least insane NFL player. They have a host who will like do the like, this is the story we're talking about today kind of thing,
Yeah.
And oh my God, Steph, beast. Anyways, so Cameron, he hears that and he's like, "I don't really care about that." Like, he just says straight up, like, "I think that's weird that you would say that to anybody, but oh my God, while you were partying, I studied." What the fuck? What? I don't know what that means from Salt. Salt, clarify. Oh, study the fuck. I got it. But anyways, uh, so Cameron's like, "I don't really care about any of that. I've never liked him because of this old grudge." He's like, "So I can't really be objective here. He's lame." He's like, "I'll fuck him up." Like, he was like, "He's lame. I don't like him." And then last night, on the nightcap with Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharp to start the show, he let Chad Ochocinco just go for like 13 minutes without saying anything. Well, he just kind of was like this, like, damn, like, you shouldn't be saying this, man. Like, Chad, we got to be better than this, like that kind of shit. Even though he's like completely indulging in it. But he was like, he was just saying like, "You know where to find me. I go to your spot all the time. Like, I'll be at this place at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Like, look it up, like that kind of shit." But saying like, "But I'm all about love. I don't want any, I don't want any drama with this guy. But there can be some, but I don't want any." But yeah, Chad Ochocinco is an interesting media figure just because like he's really bad. Like he's not good. He's not particularly like insightful or funny or anything.
No, he's kind of a moron.
Yeah.
Well, he is a moron. Yeah. Yeah, I remember I was off the Ocho train when he got arrested for beating up his wife when he was on the Dolphins during training camp, and they like cut him. I think it might have been on the Hard Knocks they cut him on. So also man, Butterfingers.
Who's that? Oh, Shadow Jacinko?
Yeah, couldn't catch, man.
I thought you meant
I think
the Kiwi boy.
I think Cameron might fuck him up, to be honest.
Well, did you ever see when he did celebrity boxing?
Cameron or Ocho Cinco?
No, Shadow Jacinko.
Yeah, I think we watched it, didn't we? Wasn't it on one of those?
Famously got like knocked out, like knocked flat on his face. I think it was the card with Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I saw it then.
Dude, yeah. I'm so stupid like about so many things. But
yeah,
it's like, oh, when did I see Chad Ochocinco get knocked the fuck out? I think I know exactly when. I remember he got like knocked out, but everybody was like, "Oh, he did so great!" Like he got ragdolled.
Yeah.
Speaking of celebrity boxing, did you see my boy iDubbbz was like, Hassan should box Ethan for this?
Come on.
Like he's joking, but like it's so fucking funny because like Ethan saw it. It was like it was generally like, I think I would have a good shot, or like where there's weight classes for a reason, but I think I would have a good shot at like, you know, at like doing something if I was bigger or whatever. I don't know. That fool's full on delusional at this point. It's kind of crazy.
If I was bigger, I'd have a chance. Yeah, what is there a pill for that? Like I don't.
He said it's just about proportions. Like if he was like proportionally as tall as Hassan, he would have a shot. Even though this man is like one of the most frail people on earth.
Yeah, like he lost weight from a shot. Hassan works out. Like
it could just be pure malnutrition.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if there was a boxing match, Hassan probably might commit a hate crime that night because
I think it would be considered that. I have we talked about this shit last week and it got clipped. You genuinely thought that I posted it on that Reddit?
Yeah,
it's so funny. I have no idea who did it. I mean, maybe they'll do it again.
See, when you say it like that, it still makes me feel like you did it.
I swear to God, I didn't do it because I would never like. I don't even promote the show like past the day of. I'm bad at that. Famously, I don't know how to. If I knew how to clip it, I would put our stuff online.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why you're holding out. I don't know why you're just doing it to post on Reddit, honestly. It's kind of
we got up. Better views for that episode, though. That's why I was like, let's just keep riding on the drama. Let's just keep talking about Ethan Klein. Tara, what happened last week was I broke down. It was great. I broke down the Ethan Klein Hassan Piker drama while Tony got up to take a piss. So I'm like ranting to myself. And then Tony comes back, is like kind of disinterested, although it's because we've talked about it before a little bit. That, in fairness to you, it's not like you hadn't heard this.
Yeah, well, I'm not totally disinterested. It's not like the cake story or anything.
No, but you had heard about it.
Yeah.
Like, so my God. It's not like you didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, that's why I got up, because I was like, well, I know.
You're like, I know this all. Yeah, but it was just funny because like somebody posted a clip of us on the H3 production subreddit. And it was like 2 comic artists discuss Ethan Klein and Hassan drama or whatever. And it was like so funny because I was like, who did this? And everyone was like, yeah, but that's always what you say when you did something.
That's why I thought you did it.
I seriously didn't do it. I wish I did do it, but I don't know. I don't have the capabilities to do it.
You're like, oh, maybe this person did it. And you're like, oh, well, maybe it was this person. I'm like, well,
that's what I was literally guessing. I think it might be this person, but I don't know.
Yeah, I still have my suspicions.
But we got a lot of love until whoever posted it. Listen, if I posted it, I would not have deleted it. That's how you know I didn't do it. If I posted it up, I'm soaking up the clout. I'm looking at the comments. The comments were all positive. They were all like, the guy in the hat, the fat guy in the hat, he seems to know a lot about the
Yeah, the empty chair didn't contribute much.
No, well, when you got back, there was a real Hassan move of you to get up and
yeah, man. He gets up all the time. If he can do it, then why can't I?
My nephew messaging me about Steph Curry. He says, He says Steph with 54 and post 18, insane game. I'm just writing back magical. Did I tell you I hung out with my nephew on Sunday?
Maybe.
It was oh shit.
Oh, did you watch basketball?
Yeah, like I went over there and I was like,
What's up,
let's watch the basketball game in the morning, and then I was like, fuck it, let's watch the next like 3 basketball games because I was just having a good time. Then I helped him write a paper about Joe Montana. But I was like, dude, in that moment, I was like, I could be an English teacher. I'm reaching these kids right now. Or this one kid right here. What's up, Ibrahim?
What up? You come in, you all turn the chair backwards.
I was really doing all that kind of shit. I was like, okay, let me ask you a question. You think Tom Brady's the GOAT? He goes, yeah. I'm like, why? Okay, well, what we call that is a concrete detail. Well, that's your thesis right there.
You're the man now, dog.
I was cooking as an English like tutor. I was explaining to him how I used to make money in community college by writing absolute bullshit about any topic for anybody who would pay me $50.
I didn't know you did that. That's hilarious.
It was lucrative. Unless it was like somebody's like final thing, then I was like, I'm gonna need to charge $100 on this one. And they're like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. You're gonna go far with this. You might get into college.
I was like, this is like a 10-page paper. I need more money. And they're like, yep, got it. I always wonder, like, if the teacher would have seen that and be like, wow, this person suddenly got pretty good at writing.
Your rate was $10 a page for finals.
Basically. It's still maybe not enough, but I was, I was broke. That was a good time in America.
Yeah, you're getting your A rate.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. It's now 6:30. Hello everyone. Welcome to the New Cool Meat podcast number 15. We've done this 15 weeks now. That's pretty sick. Normally podcasts start to burn out, but since we have very little effort in this thing, not that it's not a good show, but like that we don't have to like kill ourselves. It's like I feel like I could do this forever. I feel like it's just talking to my boys, but also we have a chat component. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
It helps that we do this anyway, right?
Right. Yeah.
We'll literally be doing this same exact thing all night long tonight.
I would just be a little bit more focused on the basketball game, but it's all good. My boy Quentin Post got 16 seconds. We're not talking about that. Basketball demon. I'm not discussing it. Talking about basketball though, Ibrahim, you love like sports documentaries, right?
I do.
Dude, you got to watch on Netflix Court of Gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was great.
Me and Tony just binged it the other night. We were like, well, maybe let's watch like 2 of episodes because they're like each like 45 minutes. Like, let's just watch a couple and see how we feel. But they were like so good that we just watched the entire thing in one night. And like the concept, I mean, the premise of it was the last Olympics. They had cameras following 4 national teams: the U.S., France, Serbia, and Canada. Yeah, Canada's whack, so it's like easy to forget they were there.
I love it. I'm all about that kind of like following a team through a thing,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So like, what was really neat about it was like, do you know who won the gold medal?
Serbia.
You don't know?
I imagine it was the United States.
You would be right, but it was like it was they had to dodge some bullets to get it there.
Yeah.
And like the last like half hour is just like shameless glazing of Steph Curry. So I was like, dude, let's watch it. Let's watch it right now. We got to see this. But there's like a lot of like a player from Tony's Miami Heat, like he gets an episode where he talks about like just like his impoverished upbringing and how much the game means to him and how it's like this kind of stuff. It's like really, really good shit.
I love it.
It's really good, like high quality presentation. And I think part of the reason why is because like the Obamas are producers for it. And so like I bet you could be like, oh, Obama wants it. And they're like, okay, yeah, we're in. Just let
That's interesting. I would have thought with them behind it that it would have been a very middle of the road documentary, but
Yeah, I just mean the access they got was high because
yeah,
of.
no, for sure.
I don't think I don't think that they had much to do with any of the like the creation of it.
He did show
Obama
up though
shows
for
up
that
in it
one.
though.
Yeah, he shows up. He's like hanging out at a bar with them after a game. And they're all just
I think
like
it was
talking
before. I
shit
think it was
with him.
before they take off, right?
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
right.
it's a really hilarious moment where like this young player is like talking to him like he's like just anybody. Like Obama's like, "Oh, is this guy good?" And Ant's like, "You talk about my good? I'm the truth."
Obama's like, LeBron, this guy said he's the truth.
Yeah, like LeBron, this guy says he's as good as Shabuzi on the court. and then Ant starts going, "Well, hold on, give him the full context." Like he's like talking down to Obama. Like don't try to play me. Like this like he said I'm not good, and I said I'm the truth. And he's like, "Okay then, okay, young fella."
Yeah, I'll check that out for sure. You know, I love.
Yeah. I know we watched it and I was like, I gotta tell Ibrahim about this because I know that you watched the Steph one, so
yeah,
loved
that. My biggest takeaway from the Steph Curry documentary was how hot his mom is. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's known. When she got divorced from Dell, there was the thirst traps. The thirsty people are out online.
I believe it.
Him and Luca's mom. Everyone loves Luca's mom.
So before we get to irrelevant news, there's some news that's somewhat relevant to this call, the people in here. Ibrahim, did you see that Mattel wins back lucrative rights to make DC themed action figures, other toys? So I want to read this article and get your take on this.
Yeah.
This is from the LA Times. Mattel has reclaimed highly coveted rights to create action figures and collectibles based on DC characters such as Batman and Superman, starting in the second half of 2026. They say it's a huge deal. You're dealing with some of the greatest superheroes and some of the best action figure potential in the industry. We're incredibly excited by that. What's crazy about that to me, though, is Mattel had it not that long ago, right?
Yeah. They had it in, I think they lost it in maybe like 2020 or 2021 or something. It was like, I want to say it was like early pandemic-ish. I could be a little off on that, but it's around that time frame.
That's when the Todd father took over.
Yeah.
Am I misremembering it? Was Todd McFarlane already doing like DC Direct shit for them?
No.
Okay. That was the first, like, his first go at it.
Yeah, he was doing at the time, like he's always on Spawn, obviously.
Yeah.
He was putting out Stranger Things, Mortal Kombat, just kind of random movie stuff here or there. Yeah, Walking Dead figures in like the little 5-inch.
I loved McFarlane toys, so they would do like just some random like Rockstar.
Yeah. Oh, I mean those. Yeah. A lot of people call them staction figures. They were like statues, like they could like move an arm,
Right. I had a bunch.
Yeah, I have all the Matrix ones, or like most of them,
I mean, like the Metallica. I have the Metallica ones, and I have some of the Kiss ones.
Yeah, they did Kiss. They didn't. I'm pretty sure they did like an Iggy Pop.
They used to do Elvis like crazy. They had like 5 Elvises.
Yeah, he would just get the most random licenses, right? And so when he got the DC, is there more to that article, or is that?
No, there is. Yeah, but they don't talk about Todd's aspect of this at all, which I thought was kind of crazy.
That's crazy. Well, we'll touch on that.
Yeah. Okay, here I'll continue. Mattel lost the global licensing rights about 6 years ago to develop and market some DC-related toys to rival Spin Master and McFarlane Toys. Okay, so that's the only mention. Mattel was still allowed to produce DC-themed toys aimed at girls and preschoolers. I thought that's so funny. Like, okay, you can't make any toys for boys, but if you want to make some for little babies and some girls, maybe like a doll or something, like go ahead.
Well, because they had like, I don't remember the name of it, but there was like a superhero girl doll line of like Batgirl, Supergirl, that kind of stuff, and it was kind of like, Bratz doll style, like maybe a little more cutesy. So yeah, they were still doing that stuff.
Like we can't be bothered to make these girl toys.
Well, that's what the Todd father would have said. Like, I'm not in that business. I want toys.
He did say something like that. He was like, when the kids, a boy does good in school and his parents want to give him a reward for a good report card or something, They take him and they get him a toy. They get him an action figure, you know. So he said some shit that was very like, you know,
Demeaning.
misogynistic kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, all right, dude.
Legendary Todd shit.
Only boys like him. All right, tight.
Brian Bad points out that all his sports figures too.
Yes.
I loved those as well. Although, like, I like the football ones because the head sculpts for all the basketball ones were like terrible. They're like bad. So like, I like the football ones because at least like most of them they have helmets on, so you can't really see it. But I had an All-Star one for the longest time until my sister's dog bit it, like shoot it up. The multi-year deal could help fuel sales for the El Segundo-based toy maker and entertainment company as it competes with contenders such as Hasbro, which produces Marvel superhero action figures. In 2024, Mattel's net sales were $5.4 billion, a 1% drop compared to the same period last year. The company's net income reached $542 million, up from $214 million in 2023. On Wednesday, the shares of the company's stock closed at $21.25, an increase of more than 9% compared to a year earlier. Mattel and Warner Brothers Discovery, which owns the DC brand, did not disclose the agreement's financial terms. Licensing agreements such as this one allow a company to make use of intellectual property owned by another entity, typically in exchange for a fee or percentage of sales. Along with figurines, Mattel will also be able to create and market DC-themed playsets, accessories, and role-play products as part of the deal. Role-play products? That's interesting.
Like RPGs, I think, probably.
Not like a big foam sword or something?
Maybe, yeah.
But like you can role-play. It's probably like for kids, like a batarang or something, you know?
Yeah, that could be.
I'm trying to think of like anything that like a kid would play with. Like it, not. I was thinking like the Captain America shield, but that's obviously not them.
Yeah, they make like the little like front half Batman mask with like a belt and a cape. Yeah.
Yeah. The agreement includes rights for all DC stories and characters, including Wonder Woman, the Joker, and Harley Quinn. I love that those are the three.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Well, they said Batman, Superman, and then the next ones are, I guess, Joker, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn.
No Flash, no Green Lantern.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No Flash, no Green Lantern. None of them.
They have no clout. Joker got clout. Harley Quinn got clout. This part intrigued me. Last year, global toys sales stabilized in part due to a growing number of adults who purchased toys for themselves. The toy industry struggled after the closure of retail chain Toys R Us in 2018 and amid inflation, but sales surged during COVID-19 pandemic when families looked for ways to keep themselves entertained while locked at home. Licensed toy sales.
I don't know if it was that.
Yeah, I think it was speculated probably a little bit.
Speculators and
that
middle-aged dudes who they couldn't go anywhere and they fucking wanted that nostalgia hit.
Yeah.
So they fucking lined up at Target at 7 a.m. to get their fucking G.I. Joe figures from, and Pokemon cards, and made the lives of the employees at those stores a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, didn't wear masks, complained about it.
Yeah.
Got the police called on them.
I didn't know that guys were doing. I didn't know they were lining up like that.
Oh yeah, dude. I saw videos of just like it'd be like 30 guys who were between the ages of like probably 28 and 45, just like all looking the same, just lined up.
The renewed partnership will reflect our shared passion for engaging and inspiring fans and collectors of all ages. Oh wait, it also said licensed toy sales grew and made up 34% of the global toy market. Nick Caramos said about the other thing. The announcement also comes as filmmakers work on DC's new new DC movie slated to be released in the next several years. The lineup includes Batman, Superman, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Clayface, Batman Part 2. Film releases, comic books, TV shows, and social media videos about superheroes can bolster excitement about the release of new toys. In the past, Mattel has produced the toys tied to the film Dark Knight, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Justice League. Mattel has a long history of working with Warner Brothers Discovery to develop dolls, games, and other toys based on other popular franchises such as Harry Potter, Friends, Seinfeld, and Ted Lasso. In 2022,
What?
man, it was just random, dude. In 2022, the company snatched back the rights from Hasbro to produce toys based on Disney's princesses and characters from the popular film Frozen. Robert Oberschlepp, the head of the Warner Brothers Discovery Global Consumer Products, said the DC brand is one of the company's crown jewels, and the battle to obtain the licensing rights was highly competitive. Oh, you know who that sounds bad for? Our boy Todd, dude. He couldn't hang with the big boys, dude.
Yeah. He's over here looking at photographs. And they're over here making deals.
Well, finish it all. Yeah.
Yeah, because I need your take. That's just the whole reason. I told Cody, I'm like, so Mattel got the rights to these action figures. I need Ibrahim to be here tonight. The company considered manufacturers' business models and track records in design work, distribution, and innovation when weighing options. What Mattel really brought was very clear understanding of our brand, he said. Adding the toy maker's global reach was an important factor. You have content coming every way that's going to be in front of that fan to get them excited. What we're going to be able to do is extend that storytelling. That's the end of the article.
Ugh. I fucking hate all that talk about global brands. We have, we're gonna expand our reach to new markets and really gain a foothold in new demographics previously unseen from, shut up. So yeah, this is interesting because Mattel had the license for years, right?
Right.
And like it mentioned the Dark Knight figures, right? They were like little 5-inch figures that they were like fucking toys. They looked stupid, Yeah.
Sorry. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. So they just like, they were little toys. Like they didn't look real. They didn't look cool. They were just like something that you would, that like a 12-year-old would probably be happy with, maybe, or maybe probably even younger, right?
Yeah.
And adult collectors, who are the majority of the market, frankly, like they're the ones with disposable income who buy this shit for themselves and army build and collect them all and all that shit. They've always wanted like more realistic stuff. They've wanted like vehicles for them and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
So McFarlane comes along, gets the license, and just starts making all the shit that people have wanted for years. Right. Granted, they're all a little fucked up. Like, remember that Batmobile that I had to fix, like the canopy.
Oh, I've seen your videos. Listen, if you want to know how fucked up the Todd father's toys could be, look at Ibrahim's channel. He's got like so many ones where it's like, this is kind of fucked, but I'm gonna fix it, and then he'll like make it look so much sicker than he got it.
Thank you. I've kind of built a reputation on like fixing McFarlane's shit on my channel.
It's devastating for you on some level.
Well, so it's, everything he put out was like 70 to 90% there, right?
Yeah.
Like they finally put out a Keaton Batman figure, right? That wasn't like a premium collector thing. You could just get it at Target, right? But it like they had the cut for the head articulation, so instead of being that single Keaton thing we all know where he can't turn his head, it doesn't look right. The figures are stretched out, they're too tall, right? So there's all these little things, but they were putting shit out and like constantly, right?
I know. I felt like every year they would put out like the lineup of the things, and I would just be like, really? That's getting a figure? I remember the craziest thing was I was at Best Buy one time. I don't even know how, it must have been years ago because I don't need to go to Best Buy ever. But they had like it was called Speeding Bullets. It was Elseworlds comic, and it was what if Batman was Superman?
Mm-hmm. Or like, what if Superman was Clark? What if what if Clark or little Kal-El landed in Gotham and the Waynes found him and he was
I read that comic. It's not like a classic comic, but I remember I read it.
It's a cool Elseworld thing from like the mid 90s probably.
So, but like seeing that at Best Buy, it was like mind blowing.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Like, but Todd was really just going like every Elseworlds, they were getting like a high, quality figure.
They were doing deep cuts. They were doing they were doing modern stuff, like whatever the newest like Scott Snyder Frozen Frontier or whatever bullshit that was. They were making figures of that and the deep cut Elseworld stuff and the classics and Batman Nightfall with a 2-pack of Bane, and they were doing these big figs, they called them, where it would be like, Darkseid from the Snyder cut or Darkseid from the comics. Like that are, this big and, like Grodd and stuff like that. So they went super deep in the line. They were all pretty good. I mean, like, their figures had issues. One of the main things was that like Mattel's figures are 6-inch scale, or Mattel's figures and Hasbro, right?
Yeah.
And then McFarlane came out and made them in 7-inch scale, and they're even tall for 7 inches. So like a lot of people at first were like, what the fuck? We can't put this with our existing DC figures from Mattel. But McFarlane ended up putting out so many that it didn't matter because like, right.
It's not like you have like a bunch of Avengers and one tall Batman. You eventually had like the entire DC universe separate from
exactly. So,
go ahead.
The fact that like Mattel didn't do any of that stuff ever. And like when they put out figures from the movies, they sucked. Like even like their Justice League movies, those were around the last time they put out like DC figures like that. They were just like lame. They shitty sculpts, bad articulation. Like they were basic, right?
Right.
So it's interesting to me that like McFarlane comes out and he won like Toy of the Year at least once and was nominated, I think, at least twice. But I don't know what industry thing puts that on, but they, it was like
wasn't his Batman one of the worst toys of the year though? Like the Todd McFarlane Batman from year 2, it was like, wasn't it like super fucked up? Like the cape couldn't stand up with and shit. Like
probably, but the thing about that is he was taking like big swings. Like Mattel never put out a fucking like the crazy McFarlane cape and the other cape, So he was putting out vehicles. I mean, in the time he's had this license, he's put out every Batmobile, including like the one from Batman and Robin. Yeah. And he put out Batman and Robin movie figures. You can get a really incredible looking Uma Thurman Poison Ivy. You can get 2 different Arnold Schwarzenegger fucking Mr. Freezes, like stuff that nobody ever made. He made all of it. Right. So it's interesting that he doesn't get to do it anymore. Like
I remember when he first got that license, he was like, watch what happens when I get a blue chip license.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to kill this. And I guess
that's what
you would say he did. Like if you had to give him a grade for his run as the DC toy man, not the character, but but his like role as a toy creator, what would you give him?
Well, as a toy creator, I would say an A.
Okay.
As a toy distributor, C.
Okay.
Because
it was bad.
A lot of that stuff was hard to find. Like,
I see.
When they put out the 89 Batmobile, I had pre-ordered it on Amazon the day it dropped. I was like, tight. It's locked in. They canceled my order because McFarlane didn't send them enough. And so like a bunch of people just had theirs canceled. So it was like, am I even going to get this? I had to go to the secondary market. I was going around to different Targets trying to find it. So the distribution was bad. There was a lot of stuff that was like Walmart or Target exclusives that people just couldn't get, but for the stuff they made and the swings they took, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, and that is the thing about Todd McFarlane, dude, is like you said, he's like, give me a blue chip license to watch what happens.
Yeah.
He does that kind of stuff because he needs to, because in the end of the day, I wouldn't say he's a small business, but he's an independent.
He's not Hasbro Mattel.
No, he doesn't have shareholders. Like it's just him. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And he would say stuff like, I don't have to raise the prices beyond a certain point because I got enough money.
Right.
Like I don't have shareholders I have to please. Right. Now, whether that was lip service or not, I don't know. But like,
it's
Mattel's not going to tell you that. Yeah.
Right.
Like, so there's a spirit I think that I really respect with him, even though he seems like a boardroom bully. Like, in the end of the day,
he's a bullshitter and he's like kind of a weird guy, but he's passionate about the things he's passionate about, and he wanted to make good action figures for DC.
Yeah, clearly. And he did. And I think that I wouldn't want to work for the guy, but I think he gets shit done, and I respect that as somebody who gets shit done, right? So
yeah,
I think
kill it. You would kill on a Spawn comic though.
Oh, thank you, man. Hey, I would probably say yes to that. To be honest, that'd be fun to draw. But anyway,
I can say no to that.
But I mean, just in terms of like, if I was working for a toy company, like if you were working for like a regular company and you have this boss who's just kind of like, we're doing it this way, and you're just like, we just did it that way though, because you said last week you wanted it that way, He's truly living in the eternal boy playground. Absolutely. And I don't think he's like into it on that level anymore. I don't think he has the same passion for like, I think he's a business guy who has a passion for money now.
But he's also
success.
competitive, and he wanted his toys to be the gold standard when he knew he was going to have the license forever.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. But he was like, as soon as those new movies started becoming like, oh, there's going to be new DC movies, he should have knew like, oh, my time is like,
Here's this. I will say this though too. He kind of doesn't have any stones left unturned. Like the new movies are the only thing he would probably be, like he's made all of it at this point. So like, there's kind of not really.
I would go to the store. I'm like, he is scraping the bottom of the barrel. Right. I'm like, he's going nuts with this shit.
Yeah. So it's entirely possible he didn't fight that hard for it because he was like, it's a lot of money for shit that I already made. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know that he's been trying to court Marvel and getting the license because he's like, I made like an indelible mark on some of these characters. I should get to make toys of them,
Yeah.
And he's gotten the license to do some Marvel stuff already, just not the articulated figures. It'll be like kind of like the old stuff he would do where it's like a statue with like a background piece,
Sure.
So yeah, I think between that and the other movie and TV licenses and the sports stuff, like he's gonna keep it pushing, but yeah, it's interesting for sure.
What I find interesting about it is the other end, which is like you said, Mattel is not interested in making high quality stuff that would appeal to adult collectors, and they acknowledge in this article that is the market. Like if you go to Target, which I do every once in a while, and I always, because I'm also living the eternal boy playground, I always walk through the toy section to see what's going on out there,
Right.
And like when I go through there, I notice that there is like a whole section for collectors that are like, they have the what is the company that does the Alien figures and the King Kong and shit?
NECA. Yeah.
They have the NECA stuff there, and that's what it's competing with. It's not competing against the other shit. Like it's not competing against like toys kids want to play with. Like that's not the market they're in. So like, but Mattel is not in that market. Mattel doesn't do that. Mattel doesn't make high quality shit. They make like, what is the cheapest, most efficient way to repackage this same shit over and over? And I know because I remember when they started putting out like bigger, better articulated figures for DC. I think it was called like DC Universe maybe, or DC something.
DC Multiverse, yeah.
I think it was before that. I'm talking like 2006, 2007.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I bought two of them. I bought a Nightwing and I bought a Green Lantern. No, not Green Lantern. The Green Lantern sucked, so I didn't buy it. I bought a Blue Beetle and a Nightwing. Ted Cord Blue Beetle. And they were like the same exact thing. It was the same body. There was no like sort of sculpting on it. The faces looked mid. So the whole thing was just kind of whack. In fact, the I think the article here, I think it has one of those figures like as the example of what the Mattel license looked like when they had it.
The stuff wasn't great. I mean, there was like DC Direct that DC itself seemed to be putting out.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then those were good, but those folded. Oh yeah, this figure, yeah.
This kind of stuff where it's the same body for everything.
Yeah.
And they would just like, if it's Superman, they put a cape, different head. But
dude, this one they re-released a bunch of times. Like he did, because I have one that doesn't, I still have it. It doesn't have a black background on the S. Yeah. I mean, every company reuses molds because they're very expensive to have made, and so
for sure,
if you can reuse stuff, but they did it on a level that was like egregious. I think
it was. It was
and
like,
who hates reuse, dude?
McFarlane.
Adult.
Adult. Yeah.
No, McFarlane would reuse shit all day long, and people would.
Big gripe.
Go ahead.
My big gripe with because I was obviously going to get the Frank Quietly Batman and Robin figure. I like how they did the sculpt to look like Quietly art, but the Robin has the boots from their other Robin figure, which was the stupid Gleb Melnikov design, where he has like not the right boots. He had like sneakers on, and he has like a stupid piping on his thing. So I thought, no, I don't think so. Every time I look at it,
right? Yeah.
Every time I look at it, I would think, fuck Gleb.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff they would do, and so, McFarlane would do it judiciously. I feel like if you had like a character, like a tall, slender character in a suit, they would use a Joker body that they had done previously for that.
Right.
But then they just paint it differently, you know?
Didn't mean to present that. I don't know why our old thing was on it. This is the figures that I was talking about. Like I had this right here.
Yeah.
And they sucked. It's all the same body. And so like I remember I was like, oh, maybe I'll get a couple of these because they had like just came out with this line. And then when I went there, I was like, I got 2 of them and I'm good.
Yeah. Now, granted, these are old. I mean, these are 20-year-old. This is a 20-year-old line, I think, right? So like,
yeah. But I mean, at that time, Todd McFarlane was doing shit. You know what I mean?
I well, because you know what he did is he was like, why can't these look like a photograph?
The comparison wasn't even against Todd though; it was against the Marvel Legends line, which was sick, and that was earlier because my stepbrother had a ton of them, and I thought they were sick as fuck. You know?
Yeah, Marvel Legends have
a lot of variety.
They've been pretty consistent. I mean, they update things, but their articulation schemes haven't changed a whole lot over the years in terms of like the overall, you know, look of it. Mattel CEO is Zionist Israeli American. Well, that's too bad.
Typical. I would expect that from Hasbro because they, you know, Hasbro.
Oh shit!
That's crazy.
Oh no, it could be Hasbullah, but Hasbullah.
Oh shit! Okay, if we found out that Hasbro,
what Justin Pearson? That's the homie right there.
Oh, is it? Legends was my shit. My stepbrother had all the early Legends ones, like as they came out. He would buy them. Now that they were like really sweet, but like sometimes the faces were ugly, and every woman sculpt was just terrible. But
I'm personally not a fan of Marvel Legends at all. Like,
shit,
I don't collect them. They're just, I like realism in my figures, and they're just very toyish, which is fine. That's what they are, and people love them for that, and you know, bless them. But yeah, fortunately I just got a 3D printer, so you know, the only reason I buy figures from like McFarlane is for the head sculpt anyway, or some of the parts. I don't really need to do that anymore, so I'm not going to have to patronize Mattel with their Zionist CEO.
Hell yeah!
So, dude, that's this 3D printing stuff you told me about was so crazy because my perception of 3D printing is like probably like 20 years old at this point, like of how it's supposed to look. Because I was like, oh, how could you do that? Won't it have all the little lines and stuff? Because like a few years ago, maybe like everything looked like that. Like anything you 3D print would be like real rough around the edges, like literally.
Yeah. No, they've come a long way for sure, and like every year they get better and better. So I'm glad I waited this long. I'm gonna be doing my first like official print of my own sculpts this weekend, so I'm excited about that. There's so many things that can go wrong. I'm like, fuck, I hope I don't have to do a bunch of like troubleshooting or like fixing of stuff. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying there's not like a real true plug and play version of it yet.
Yeah.
But we're the closest we've ever been to it. So yeah, I'm excited.
I had an argument with my buddy. I remember we were at APE, the alternative comics or alternative press expo in San Francisco. And it was my buddy Aaron, and he was like, in the future, everybody will have a 3D printer, like a household appliance. And I was like, there's no way. That makes no sense. And we were arguing about it for, it's got to be like an hour. And every once in a while, I'll still bring it up to him. Remember how wrong you were about that?
Well, it depends on when he said. I mean, he
meant like by now. I remember it was within like 5 or 10 years, and we're way past it.
Yeah.
Because he was like saying like we were on the cusp of back then. They haven't had Ape in San Francisco in years. I actually found out why they stopped doing it there. It was kind of crazy. The guy who ran that convention sold it to Comic Con for like $1, like just straight up. And then when I guess the price went up for like stuff of like holding the shows, like Comic Con was like, we don't really want to run this anymore. Do you want this back? And he was like, oh, I can't really afford to buy it back. Like, oh, we'll give it to you for $1. And he was like, oh, sure then, you know.
Wow, that's cool.
It was like a rare Comic Con W. And then the only problem though was that when he went back to do it again, he couldn't run in San Francisco. It was too expensive. That's why they were out. But he went to run it in San Jose, which is where it used to be at. But he couldn't get any support from any of the publishers that were there because they were like, "Oh, you're not with Comic-Con? Like Fantagraphics, Drawn and Quarterly, all these kind of publishers. I don't know them specifically, but those type of publishers were like, we're not interested. Like, have fun. We're out of that." This was my favorite Marvel Legends figure, by the way. I thought the shit went hard.
Sure.
Yeah. That's back when they were with Toy Biz before Hasbro.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I can't. There's no
be on the box, but yeah.
There's no identifying marks, but
that's definitely Affleck.
Yeah, I believe back then they were still. Yeah, and Toy Biz would do those sick backdrops like that. Like when they did the X-Men movie line, like I remember Nightcrawler came with like this like busted, kind of church steeple thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, you were mentioning Walmart earlier.
Yeah.
You said they had Walmart exclusives. I want to talk about something that Tony has been dreading because he does not give a shit about this story at all. But I don't care.
Never stopped you before.
There is a controversy. We're now on irrelevant news. Just so everyone knows, this is irrelevant. It's not even irreverent this time.
But
I saw this drama pop up, and I was captivated by it. So, the story goes: elaborate custom heart-shaped layer cakes made at home by and local bakers has been gaining traction on social media for some time now. Apparently, this is a thing. Like, people on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, they love cakes shaped like hearts, like tall cakes, heart-shaped, right? Walmart, the biggest grocery store chain in America, has caught on to the trend and now offers these cakes at an affordable cost. Sales of these cakes from Walmart were heavily promoted during Valentine's Day, which helped spike the frustration among many private bakers, viewing the corporate grocery giant as taking customers away from small-scale businesses. This ties in with the Mattel thing, by the way, a little bit.
Yeah.
From Reddit posts to countless TikToks to lengthy YouTube breakdowns, soon enough, it seemed like all social media was joining in on the debate. While the frustration is understandable from a private baker's perspective, the average person wanting a unique cake for an occasion may not be able to afford the prices charged these days by local pastry shops, which could exceed $80 for a 10-inch cake. On the other hand, Walmart's heart-shaped cakes in varying decorations and details in the same size are significantly cheaper, priced at $25. So I was hearing on these TikTok people that the average price was not $80, it was like $100. And some people were like charging upwards of like $150. So Walmart being like, here's pretty much the same cake for $25. Like, it was like a bomb went off in that community of local bakers. And I was like shocked to find out there was such a booming local baker business going on all across America, apparently. I also was shocked to find out that like Walmarts have just bakers like that. Like, I just assumed they would get stuff in from like a big, like a big
I think it's
factory.
like when you go to a Safeway and they have the bakery and there's like people making donuts back there and stuff.
Yeah,
I kind of expect that from Safeway.
Yeah, not Walmart.
Yeah.
No, they got super Walmarts that are like full-on grocery stores.
Yeah. I find that going to like a local bake shop is always way cheaper than I think it's going to be. Like, I don't know why, for some reason I always had in my head that like it would be more expensive, but like it's not, and the food is better.
Right. So as you know, I used to be a big Subway booster.
Yeah.
Because every time I would leave Stockton, I used to not work like making sandwiches. I used to draw at Subway for like hours, and I liked it because it was close enough to my house and I could get free refills, and I'm just like there for hours. That was the main reason I ate at Subway. But then when I would leave town, I would just be like, oh, there's a Subway. I can get food for cheap, like 10 minutes, go home, or go back to the hotel, work, right? That was the main thing. People thought like, oh, this guy loves Subway. Like, well, it's a convenient business that's literally everywhere, But now Subway sandwiches are like $15 for a fucking sandwich. That used to be $5, and it tastes like shit. Like the quality of the thing didn't go up. And like So like I'll go to local deli places, like local grocery store chains that have delis in them, and I get my stuff there all the time. You know, like if I'm going to eat a sandwich, I'm going to spend like a little bit more for a smaller sandwich that tastes really good instead of the same price for a bigger sandwich that tastes like ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like with this thing, it's not even really a comparison. It's like, well, would you eat like the same sandwich for $5, like for half off, basically? And this is even more. This is like if you were like for $2.50, you can get the same sandwich. I'm like, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm going to Subway because I'm a hustler. I'm a money go getter. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's changed a lot, but dude, when we got married, my wife and I, we went to a local bakery to get our cake, and we didn't get something crazy fancy, but it was a big ass cake to feed, 100 and some odd people.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was more than like $100 or something. Like
So
it was like, or maybe 150 for like,
a nice cake,
a banquet of cake.
Yeah.
Right.
And plus, I think they made us a small one too, like a small
To
round
save,
one
yeah.
that we could cut. So I don't know that it would be that expensive. Like I mean, I don't know
Well,
what cities they're doing this in or what.
What? Oh, the Walmart thing?
Yeah, I mean, dude,
It's
the other
everywhere.
thing is
Apparently, it
no,
was
I'm
all
talking about
Walmart.
the local bakers being $80 to $100, like for
So
a heart-shaped cake. That seems
So
crazy.
I watched a
Yeah.
ton of, well, not a ton, I watched a lot of TikToks from people talking about this. I'm not even
Yeah.
on TikTok. I was just like watching a YouTuber explain this to me. But there was so many of these people just making these like gigantic heart-shaped cakes. I mean, like gigantic, like, like they said, like 10 inches or whatever.
Oh, that's
And
right. Yeah.
but they are going hard on the decoration with like buttercream frosting. They're doing all the piping and shit. Like they're really putting in a lot of effort to make these cakes look like sort of like artisanal. And they're all of them have like, this very soothing lady that's just like, and now we, like that, like that kind of shit,
Yeah.
But it's what's fascinating to me about it is like, so I think they're going to explain it here, so maybe I should just keep reading it. Many local bakers contend that purchasing a heart-shaped layer cake from Walmart at a lower cost compromises the quality of ingredients that they would typically use, and therefore they wouldn't taste as good. There's also the discussion if Walmart bakers are being given a fair wage.
Right.
First, not all local bakeries may be using high-end ingredients. Surprisingly, some are even open with their customers that they use bought cake mix hacks. Additionally, according to Walmart's website, a job listing for a baker and packager associate states that an hourly rate for the position is $19 to $26 per hour, but will equal or exceed the required minimum wage applicable to that job location. Although there's quite a few shady things about Walmart's grocery department, purchasing cakes from Walmart's bakery might simply be a preference for some individuals. Large grocery stores like Walmart have established standardized practices to ensure consistent taste, texture, and availability of baked goods. The assurance may not always be possible for local bakeries, especially since a custom cake may be needed to order, may need to be ordered 2 weeks in advance. For local bakeries and at-home bakers concerned about losing business, there's also a consumer audience that prefer locally baked products. Some customers prioritize supporting small businesses and may value a private baker's signature creativity and uniqueness showcased in their cakes, which gives them an advantage over bakeries within grocery store chains. So like the things that I saw was like when the local bakers hit their TikToks and they were like, talking to all the cake girlies out there, and they were like, listen, like this is bullshit what Walmart is doing to us. Like the immediate reaction was from everybody saying, how dare you? You're being classist, thinking that anybody can afford $100 cake. And then they would start going like, and those cakes probably taste like shit. And the bakers then got defensive because they're like, how are you going to say our cakes taste like shit? We didn't say it was a necessity. It's a luxury item.
Yeah.
So like, if you can spend $100, great. If you can only spend $25 for a cake, great. Go to Walmart. We're just saying it's fucked up because it is affecting our business, the local cake business. It's hard, like, for me not to read almost every story with the perspective of like a comic artist lens, And so I would think that like, yeah, if I'm making like a piece of art that's like custom for a person, and then there's some like a Walmart is like, yeah, we're hiring artists at like minimum wage and they'll do the same thing Ramon's doing for like a fourth of the price, I would be living, and
yeah,
I may not
especially
be as
because
kind as some
it's
of
not
these.
going to be the same thing you're doing. It's going to be a drawing of Nightwing or whatever, but
It'll
it's
be
not
like,
going to be the same. But to that layperson who just sees the dollar sign, they're going to go, tight, I got a drawing of Nightwing. You know what I mean?
But then if I were like, oh, that's fucked up, they're like, well, you trace anyways. I'm like, what?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's what they're doing. They're just going like, oh, well, all you do is copy quietly. So like, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. So like, to me, it was like so funny because it was like two people who were like just immediately clashed on this end of this thing. Of the end of this like dispute that were like, I don't know even who to side with. Like, I'm not siding with Walmart, but I also think $100 for a small cake shaped like a heart is insane. So, you know, there's that.
I think also, I mean, I'm at an age where, in a place in life where I don't want the big box bullshit. Like, give me the artisanal thing that like I'll pay a little bit more for quality because have enough experience now to know that you get what you pay for, right? But I also don't spend that much money on stuff that I'm gonna shit out of my body in 12 hours. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah.
But yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, like we talked a lot about shoes for a while, and you got really into like well-made, like
perfect comparison.
Yeah, like a shoe that's gonna last you a long time. It's made by an expert cobbler. It's not sewn together by some kid in Bangladesh who's getting 12 cents a day. You know,
and
it's
there's
really
value in that. There's value in that. You know,
yes, it's
the materials are better. They're gonna last longer.
Right, and you know, like you walk around every day feeling more ethical and therefore like better about life. But if you're not an empathetic person and you don't give a shit about other people as long as you get what you want, then you're the type to go to Walmart and spend $25 on a lackluster cake, right? It's just kind of
And like, but people were saying like it's fucked up to say to the bakers at Walmart, like they are also bakers, they just happen to be working at Walmart, and it's like, sure, but like it's not a classist take. But
no,
it's like,
I mean, you could be a barber and go work at a Supercuts, or you can open a barber shop. Like it's just up to your own individual acumen. And like
that's an interesting thing. Like, because I used to go to Supercuts every once in a while, but like it's just a barber. Like, how did Supercuts even get that? Like, I guess they just have like a chain, but like it's not even you could go get a Supercuts haircut. That's not a thing. You know what I mean? Like, why was Supercuts such a reliable brand for so long?
We used to go to Supercuts when I was a kid. It's just in the strip mall, you know, and my mom could take me and spend $10 or whatever it cost at the time. And
it must just be like because of real estate and like, you know, brand association. But
it's
such a weird thing.
It's the corporatization of everything, right? Like that came out at a time when it was like, what if we franchise this? What if we, you know, and it was appealing to certain people because it's like, you don't have to, it's like doing an independent comic versus just working for a publisher doing work for hire, right?
Yeah.
It's like they give you the job, you turn in the pages, you fucking, you know, your job is done. When you do an independent thing, it's like, it's up to your own hustle. You gotta write the pitch, or, you know, self-publish, you gotta do Kickstarter, you gotta do all that shit. Same thing with a barber. And it's more appealing sometimes to go, you know, just let me show up, get health insurance, get a fucking paycheck, and go home after 8 hours, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Tony, when you got a Supercut, did you feel like you were the man? Or was it just that's the place?
Sometimes. Depends on the cut, you know.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, like compared to a weak barber.
I think generally, like either my mom cut my hair, or like then I just started going to Supercuts, and then eventually.
So Supercuts was the upgrade. It's like
kinda, yeah. Well, my mom was all right with it. Sometimes then I started having my I had the girl I was dating would cut my hair. She would just cut it however she thought it looked cool, and I was cool with that because, like, you know, try to make her happy. So
my first job. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
My first job at 15 was at a Great Clips, which is like the Burger King to the Supercuts McDonald's, right? And I swept hair and I cleaned and I signed people up and I answered the phone, and I watched some people leave super happy. You know, they'd come every week, every other week, whatever, and they'd have their regular, I'm here for Harriet, you know. And then there were people who just come in, sit down, and whoever would take them, they tell them what they want, and they leave looking so mad.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget one time this guy came in. He's just this kind of big, like frumpy dude, and is probably like in his 30s, like late 30s. And he sat down in the chair, and I remember he had a button-up blue shirt on and like dark slacks. He was a big guy. He was probably like 6'4", 300 pounds. and just kind of lumbered into the chair, took his glasses off. And then I'm doing my thing and I look up and he's leaving. And he just kind of had he just looked like he was really feeling himself. And his hair was super short, but then back here it was just full. But his hair wasn't long yet. So it was like he decided that he wanted a mullet. And that was the beginnings of it.
Yeah.
And my boss turned to the lady who cut his hair and she goes, "What the fuck did you do to that guy?" And she goes, "That's what he wanted."
He thought he was the man.
And I just remember how happy he looked about it. And he was like, "Yeah, you know."
I had a mullet for all of the last, or like a year, for a full year, and then I got rid of it last year. But I felt like that was
your Eddie Guerrero.
Hell yeah, dude.
Your
But it looked like shit towards the end, so I was like, I gotta cut this fucking hair. Growing up, my mom shaved my head, and then I remember once we got to a certain place that my stepdad would shave my head too, and then he was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take you guys to where I get my hair cut. So then we would like go to some over here. There's a lot of like small like Asian immigrant run barber shops, or like hair salons or whatever. So we would just go there, and it'd be like pretty cheap. So for the longest time, I would just go to whatever one of those places I could find that was cheap, and that's where I would get my hair cut.
Dude. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, but I remember one time when I was in high school, I had a mohawk. 1 second. Salt says, Ramon, would you ever get an Edgar? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I definitely thought about it.
I only know what an Edgar is because of Ramon. He very explicitly explained what an Edgar was to us one night.
If I was younger and I didn't look so washed, of course I would get an Edgar. But when I was in high school, I had a mohawk, and my stepdad would do it, and it would be all like shaky and fucked up. But I thought that's cool because I'm punk. I'm fucking not punk. I'm metal. I'm like badass. Yeah. Like, of course it should be fucked up. But then one time he was like, I don't have time. Just go to Supercuts. I'm like, you want me to go to Supercuts and ask for a mohawk? He was like, yeah, man, what's the difference? It's like, all right. So I went, and I told they're like, oh, what do you want? And I was like, can you give me a mohawk? And they're like, okay. And they were like getting like a ruler, and like 3 girls were surrounding me to like figure out like, how are we going to do this? Like, so nobody's ever asked for this before, because why would they? And I had like the cleanest, straightest mohawk ever. Felt like a nerd.
Man, I cut hair, right? Like I learned from watching them. And when I was a kid, my mom couldn't afford to give me haircuts, so she was just like, she bought me a set of clippers one day for $20 at Target, and she was like, "Do it yourself." Yeah. So I walked around with a fucked up haircut for a little bit, but then thankfully, not long after that, I got hired at Great Clips, and I remember my boss being like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "I didn't have any money to tip you guys yet, even though I got free haircuts." She's like, "Well, we appreciate you not being cheap." And then from then on, I got haircuts from them. But like, eventually, it was always so hard because they were always like, "I don't want," it was like, it felt like such a hassle to ask them, so I just started doing it myself. But I'll never forget, dude, the best haircuts I ever got. You were talking about the sort of like Asian immigrant barbers and stuff.
Yeah.
My next door neighbors when I was like 10, it was a white guy and his Korean wife, and her brother and sister-in-law moved to the States, and they were both barbers, and they had 2 girls. One was my sister's age, my little sister's age. One was like a baby. And we were like their first friends when they came to the States. Like they didn't know English at all. Like, and because we would always like kick it and help watch their little sister, their little daughter and stuff, when we needed haircuts, and they knew we were broke as shit too. Yeah. So when we needed haircuts, they would give us free haircuts. And I'll never forget going to their apartment and sitting down, and they didn't speak any English, so I couldn't tell them what I wanted, right? And that was like in the era of the bowl cut. This was like 94, 95. Yeah. And their nephew, my neighbor's son, Dennis, had a bowl cut, right? And he's like half Korean, perfectly straight hair, bowl cut, right?
Yeah.
And so she goes to cut my hair, and she starts shaving the sides of my head. And I'm like, no. I was like, I remember being 10 years old, freaking out. I was like, not like Dennis. And she's like, oh, like, shut up. She proceeds to get out the fucking fade comb and the scissors, and she's doing a fade going up the side of my head and shit.
That's so hard.
It was the cleanest fucking haircut I've ever had in my life. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, I remember being like 10 years old, looking like those dudes on like TikTok, feeling themselves like, okay, shit. Like, then they opened a barbershop in the neighborhood, and I would go in there from time to time, and they would like treat you so good, man. They'd bring you like a little Korean like fucking iced mango drink and shit. Nice. And like, yeah, it was great.
One of the best haircuts I ever got was right before San Diego Comic-Con. Like my shit was all fucked up, and I was like, I just gotta go, like, you know, get a haircut real quick before I go, because it's gonna be like, I was doing a Marvel signing too, so I'm like, I gotta, like, I can't look like a bum up there on the Marvel signing, you know. Yeah. And I told the lady, like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Comic-Con. She's like, oh, that sounds fun, you know, whatever. And then she was like, we should do your beard too. And I was like, oh, really? So then she like did the cleanest like beard trim. Nice. And like the haircut went straight into the beard, like the fade went straight from beard. I was like, damn, this chick went crazy, dude. Like she went nuts. Like that was the best haircut I ever had, probably.
Well, no, that good again.
Oh, well, sorry. The second best compared to when you did that one, yeah.
Wow, yeah. Man, I had a really nice cut the other day. I had a nice clean shave, you know. Nice bick. It took me like maybe 5 strokes in the shower. Just.
Can you do it without looking now?
Yeah, I do in the shower. I don't even
Do you ever find like you miss a spot? I always.
No, but I will find like on the top of the forehead, I'll have the Homer Simpson. There'll be like one that's like 1 or 2 that's like super long that I got to make sure I get.
You're like, yeah, I'm growing my hair out. Just
Charlie
have 2 strands.
2 strands. Sorry.
Oh, you know when you were younger, you didn't want the middle part bowl cut thing.
I did, but I didn't have the hair texture for it. That. Yeah.
I
did have a middle part. I had a middle part, but it was like not bowl cut style. You know what I mean?
What was it? What do you mean?
It was like you know, there was a form of the middle part where it was just like a normal, instead of like, you know, going to one side or going straight back, you would just part it in the middle.
That's what I mean. Isn't that what?
Well, but
that was the Gambit look, bro.
There was that, but then there was also when people would do essentially a bowl cut, but instead of having it come down the front, they would part it. So it'd be shaved on the sides, and then they would middle part it. Mine wasn't shaved on the sides. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
It was like more of a fade or like a gradual.
I see. Yeah. I wanted that. I wanted the trunks from Dragon Ball Z, and I don't have the hair texture for it either. But I told my mom, you gotta let me like grow out my hair like that, like please. And she let me, and I looked ridiculous, or like I thought I did. And then I remember looking back at the thing. I'm like, oh, I look pretty good. Like me looking back now, like that's a fine looking child. Like, I mean, you know, myself, I look good as a kid.
Remember like needing permission to do shit like grow your hair out? Mom, can I do this?
Yeah. I wanted to get the surfer cut where you like shave the side and let the long like go long and flop over. And this is in the 90s, you know, and she wouldn't let me do it when I was like 14 years old, 15 years old.
I can see that. So, your mom's like, no son of mine.
Yeah.
When I was in
beach rat.
When I was in freshman year, I didn't even tell my mom. I told my stepdad, give me a mohawk. And he's like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. He like just shaved my head. Then I went outside and my mom was like, what the fuck did you do? Like, are you tripping?
It wasn't until I got a little older that I realized that like my mom absolutely didn't care at all about anything I did. So I could have done whatever. Oh shit, there it is. Yeah, see, that's the kind of middle part I'm talking about.
Yeah. I had it more. Yeah. It's grown out a bit, you know, but that was me right there.
Justin Pearson in the chat.
Look at me. Oh. Tell me that's not a fine looking boy, dude. Posed up, dude. What the fuck? Look at this,
like dude. You need to be holding a Glock or something in your hand.
That's crazy, dude. With the watch on? I didn't even wear a watch. Why did I have one on my hand right there? K-pop boy band haircut. Low key.
Justin said he had a Star Wars Padawan braid in junior high school.
That's awesome.
No, for real? Are you serious, Justin? That's hard.
He was a Padawan learner, dude.
He said like Trunks. Absolutely. That's what I was going for right here. I was going for the Trunks look, you know?
You had Trunks on too. Look at you.
I know. You know, but so like I think it's the same with you. Dude. Like our hair is too thick to really get the Trunks look. Yeah. So like that was like I combed my hair, but it will not stay like that. You know what I mean?
How long of a shift did you work before you got off and took that
Oh, because I look like a little middle-aged man right there.
Yeah.
My motherfucker like, I like chicken.
You look like you're about to start talking about how they don't give you good benefits at your job. You're looking for another one. Or something.
I'm looking like Unk at the park. Like, fucking pass me the rock, bro. Let's see. Let me work the post, young man.
They got a nice fight. They got a nice fadeaway.
You look like you're doing the what you know about this here, nephew.
No, me, I don't like that new hip hop y'all be listening to.
Who's that next to you? Do you know? Is that your brother?
That's my brother Mark. So like this post that I made, it was like when I was in 4th grade, I convinced my mom to let me grow my hair out to do a 90s middle part, and I let toxic people in my life shame me into thinking it looked bad. Those toxic people were my brothers and sister who I cropped out of these pics for being unsupportive.
Dude, you can rock that haircut right now and it would be stylish.
Yeah.
You should do it.
Bring it back.
Yeah, you're already. Oh, dude, it's already long enough. You just got to cut the sides, and you're there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Hold on,
yeah,
let me
dude,
stop.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is what I got going on.
Yeah. Well, we get you this thing called a brush, and then we can figure it out.
I got a comb out back somewhere. Anyways,
dude, you got to do it.
Just go middle part. Just go trunks mode again.
Go full middle part, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically what my hair was like when I had my mullet. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Dude, your beard's all full now. You gotta go to the barber. You gotta get that clean, exactly what you're talking about with the middle part.
With the middle part, dude, that's crazy.
Come back on the show, debut the haircut, dude.
Yeah.
The Ramon makeover.
Yeah. From geek to chic, dude. Jenny Jones.
I thought about doing the I genuinely thought, since my beard is so thick right now, like not shaving it down a bit, because it gets annoying when it's like this long, you know. Yeah. But I thought about just shaving my head and going for like the you know, the white dude with the black girlfriend look. You know what I mean? What they were calling the Travis Kelce a year ago before he went weak. All right, so news story: Tennessee woman banned from every Walmart in the U.S. in self-checkout scam, contributing to national shoplifting crisis. A Tennessee woman has been banned from every Walmart in the U.S. in connection with the self-checkout scam. WREG News 3 Memphis reports that Ashley Cross, 37, was arrested at a Memphis Walmart for attempting to purchase $137.34 worth of goods, including jeans, a t-shirt, boots, and 11 packs of ramen noodles for $1 each by scanning a barcode meant for a watch battery.
Damn.
Dude, this lady was thinking in 2020, well, you know, 2035, dude. She was like, the barcode is the same. Like, it doesn't matter.
Well,
shout out Memphis.
She was trying to save money so that she could go buy those $100 cakes and support the actual bakeries.
Yeah.
Tony, go Grizz, bro. Look at me.
Go Grizz.
This given to me by my Tennessee homie Danny Vick.
Go Grizz. Go shoplifting.
Charged with criminal trespass and theft of merchandise less than $1,000, Cross was to appear in court February 19th. Meanwhile, the Walmart chain has barred her from all of its stores nationwide, issuing this statement. Like, first of all, how do you do that? How do you ban someone from every Walmart in America?
Yeah, how do you know they just do facial recognition for everyone?
They don't have that technology yet.
Yeah.
If I was ever banned from every store, I would make it a mission to disguise myself
to get in there.
All the different ones I could.
I'd be taking pictures of me in every one, just chilling in different aisles.
I would be like the Banksy of going to Walmart, dude.
Like, I haven't been to Walmart in years, but if you told me I can't go, I'm there, dude.
I'm going.
I'm going to be there.
I've been to I think I've been to 3 Walmarts in my life. And
oh, really?
Yeah, like one time each. And now, like, if you told me that, dude,
I have a traumatizing memory from Walmart.
When
I was a kid, when I was in kindergarten, I had my favorite action figure in the world. It was the Mario Brothers action figure of Bob Hoskins. I just thought he was so sick.
Oh.
and I kept it with me in a pocket. And I remember going to the toy aisle, looking at the Power Ranger toys or whatever, and then it fell out of the pocket, and I didn't notice it. And then we left, and I was like, "Oh no, where's my fucking Mario?" Never found it. Gone forever. Lost it at Walmart. Lame. All because I was coveting Power Rangers.
I don't even remember those being a thing. That's wild.
The Bob Hoskins figure?
Yeah. I'm looking it up right now, though. You know I am.
Yeah. I could pull it up. I can show you what I was.
Dude, this is a sick looking little figure.
Dude, he was my guy.
Dude, look at the head sculpt on this thing. This was good. Playmates, huh?
It was a genuinely good figure. I'll share it so the audience can see what we're talking about here. I can't. Let me open a new tab. Here we go.
I'm seeing good customs of this too.
Look at this! Look how intense my boy is, dude.
On that. That's crazy for like a little toy like that.
Yeah. It was like small,
4.5 inches tall. Yeah. What are these going for? Are people? This can't be expensive.
I've never thought to repurchase it. I can't.
I'm gonna look it up while you.
Yeah, you look it up.
Yeah.
That was my favorite toy when I was that age. I think I told you about this. One of the things I wanted to do before I stopped going to cons was I wanted to do people would always do sketchbook trades, like, "Oh, Ramon, will you draw a thing for me and then I'll do one for you?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" I never knew what to ask for, and then I thought "Oh, you know what I'll start doing? Get a sketchbook, and then my favorite action figures that I had as a kid, I'll print out reference for it and put it in there, and it's oh, don't just draw Batman, draw Batman from this Legends of the Dark Knight wave where he had a gradient red to black with a cool spine, don't just do Cyclops, do this specific Cyclops, I thought that would be sick.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
All right, so you can get one of these for anywhere from probably 25 to 40, $50.
That's crazy though.
In used condition. Yeah. So John Leguizamo Luigi for about 36, 35.
You know what though? That's priceless.
That is, yeah.
And we got a whole setup of the Koopa Troopa, Dennis Hopper, and the brothers for $125 plus $12 shipping.
The rest of this article is just talking about self checkout and how people are taking advantage. I always think that if I try to skirt that, I will get in trouble. Everybody else can not do it, but if I don't do it, then I'm definitely going to get arrested.
Yeah.
So I'm always so careful not to do it. One time I bought 2 of something. I think I was getting those burritos or something. It was 2 for whatever. And I scanned him, but it I accidentally scanned one twice, and I had to tell the lady "Oh, take one of these off." And she was looking at me "You're lying." But I'm why wouldn't I just why would I lie about this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think I scanned all 3 and was "Oh, never mind. I wanted to rip the store off for $1." It didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that where I've accidentally I'm buying multiples of a thing and I only scan 3 instead of 4 and I catch it later and I'm "Oh, well, whoops, nobody said shit." So but I mean, I figure that has to happen all day, every day,
Yeah,
I
but
think this lady just did a crazy version of it.
This lady was instead of spending $50 and getting $100 worth of shit, I'm gonna spend $4 and get $137 worth of shit. She's 37 too, so it's the same age as me. And it's just the thought of me thinking that would even work is crazy. I'm too old to think that I don't live in fantasy world. So it's yeah.
Also just don't value doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not "Oh, let me see if I can get over on Walmart." They're shitty, but I don't go to Walmart, to be fair, but
right.
Still it's just
yeah. I mean, 11 packs of ramen noodles though, she's kind of I feel a little bit come on, let her go.
Yeah, let her go.
She wasn't buying
this is bad for you.
Ramen in a t-shirt. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that's kind of wild to do with ramen. Isn't ramen like 39 cents a pack or something? Like it's super cheap. It's like less than
that's
$1.
why I'm saying, like, how are you getting banned from every Walmart for stealing ramen noodles?
Yeah.
As far as the self-checkout in the store I go to is if you only have a few items. Yeah. I mean, like, I get annoyed when I go to the self-checkout and there's somebody with like a basket full of shit. Cause I'm like, that's not what this is made for. It's made for me to not have to wait in a long line.
Bill Burr has a great bit where he's like, I did my job.
Right.
I went around the store and I got all the stuff. If you don't want to fucking charge me for it, like, that's your problem.
It's tough out here though, so it's like I feel bad for her, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, we don't know her circumstance. Like, she might not have been trying to be some prolific shoplifter. Maybe she just like needed stuff and didn't have money, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of,
they made it sound like they caught fucking DB Cooper or some shit.
Yeah, that made it sound like she's been doing this a lot. It's like, well, she did it one time to buy ramen noodles. Like, I'm on her side a little bit. You know?
Unless she's like been doing it a lot and they're like, we finally caught her or something. I don't know. But...
Unless she has a U-Haul van outside full of ramen noodles, I'm a little on her side.
Also, let's talk about Walmart's fucking wage theft, right?
Yeah, how about that? How about that?
How about
oh shit. We're on the board.
I forgot. What was I gonna say? Oh, speaking of scams, speaking of people trying to get one off, there's a story about a man's scheme to make quick cash by cutting down trees wreaks havoc in community. Here's how it landed him in jail. You guess you know where this is going, right?
No.
Okay. In Iredell County, North Carolina, a man was recently arrested for illegally cutting down trees and selling the remaining wood. Queen City News reported that the 36-year-old Jonathan Ray Lohman was chopping down trees near Amity Hill Road without permission.
What's with these mid-30s people pulling some crazy shit, dude?
I don't know, man. Again, what fantasy world does he live in that it's like, oh, this world is just like Minecraft. I'll just go knock down some trees. Like, that's not how you have to own the trees to chop them down.
Even then, a lot of times you have to get a permit to like from the city to cut down your own trees a lot of time, depending on where you live.
He's probably raised from the woods, you know. He has no recognition of man's law.
He's a sovereign citizen.
Yeah, I'm a public landowner.
So it said, while Lohman claims he had permission to cut down trees, like, no, I'm supposed to be doing this. He's cutting down like an entire grove. No. This is like, I just imagine myself going to a park and be like, there's a lot of trees here. That's free money.
Yeah. Well...
Officials say he trespassed onto private property and chopped the trees down without the owner even knowing. Lohman cut down numerous trees, resulting in damage worth of thousands of dollars per reports by Queen City News. What's worse, Lohman reportedly made money off of illegally cutting down the trees by selling the stolen wood to a local business. According to the deputies in the sheriff county's office, the chopped trees fell into power lines and a parked car, damaging both. Amity Hill Road had to be closed for several hours to repair the damage. Lohman was charged with the following: felony larceny, felony obtaining property by false pretenses, misdemeanor injury to trees, crops, lands, and a misdemeanor to injury and real property. Unfortunately, incidents like this have been reported across the country. Homeowners have filed complaints after their neighbors have trespassed into their property and chopped down their trees without permission. Trees not only benefit the local ecosystem and environment, but also increase homeowners' property value. According to Arbor Day Foundation, planting trees on your property can increase the value by 3 to 15%. Having beloved tree destroyed is heartbreaking and frustrating. Luckily, though, homeowners who find themselves in this fortunate situation can seek legal help to get at least compensated for the loss of property value.
Damn, dude. People out here really just cutting down trees. That is so crazy to me.
Oh, groovy, smashing. Yay, capitalism.
Yeah, I mean, like, isn't that wild?
If that happened to me, I would lose my mind.
If it happened to you, I would imagine the person would get like strung up.
That'd be the biggest mistake of their life.
Yeah. You know, I'm a tree hugger too, you know?
Oh, yeah. You've been waiting for a moment like this.
Some people wait a lifetime.
Shout out to Kelly Clarkson, dude. This is the punishment that I would think that you would have for this person if they cut down your trees. Nailed head ritual in Iron Age Spain was more complex than initially thought. Severed skulls reveal. So I love this headline because I thought surely it's not more complex than I initially think. Like I think what they did was they hammered a fucking a nail through this guy's head. That's it. That's the end of it.
Yeah. Game, set, match.
Prehistoric people in Spain severed the heads of dead people and drove giant nails through their skulls for very different reasons. To celebrate the community's ancestors and to intimidate their enemies, a new analysis of Iron Age skulls suggests. In a new study, researchers examined 7 severed heads from 2 archaeological sites in the southeast coast of Iberian Peninsula, with the goal of identifying where the decapitated people came from. Our premise in approaching the study was that if they were war trophies, they would not have come from the sites analyzed. While they were venerated individuals, these would most likely be local. Ruben de la Fuente Sion, an archaeologist at the Autonomous University of Barcelona, and the first author of the study, said in a statement on Friday. In the study, published online February 13th in the Journal of Archaeological Science, reports, de la Fuente Sion and his colleagues used a method called strontium isotope analysis to identify which of the 7 people were local and which individuals came from elsewhere. This technique helps reveal where the individuals were from because the element strontium gets into the bones and teeth during growth and development and reflects the geography of the person's diet. But still, like, how would they know that it wouldn't be like 2 warring families, you know? Like, they're just saying, like, it's probably show respect. I don't think that there's ever a proper way to decapitate someone and put a nail through their head to show respect.
Yeah. That sounds like
me,
fan fiction.
Yeah.
It kind of like we talked about a few weeks ago with that whole, like, they found that little village near the cave in the Caucasus Mountains or whatever.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, what is the point? Like, we know that you shouldn't drive a nail through someone's head, so end up, dude. Like, what? I don't know. I mean, like, what? You know, at the risk of sounding incredibly ignorant, like, what does that knowledge help with? You know.
This says the results suggest that the practice of severed heads was applied in a different way at each site, De La Fuente Sion said, and that the selection of individuals for severed heads ritual was more complex than initially thought. It's not. It's not more complex than we thought. It was a fucking Spanish caveman putting a nail through someone's head. I don't think it gets any more barbaric than that.
You know what's funny is, like, go ahead, Tony.
It's like, what if that was like the ideal outcome for your corpse, though? Like, are you cool enough to get the spike through your head and be remembered for eternity? You know what I mean?
No, dude, this guy's a Barney. He doesn't get a spike. No, man.
I don't want that for me. That's just me, though.
What I think is,
I gotta tell my mom I'm not gonna get a spike.
The 3 of us, you know, and like our colleagues and stuff, like, it's like a cool thing when people go, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" and you get to tell them, right? This guy's like, so people used to drive spikes through heads, right? I'm the guy who measures the strontium or whatever, who fucking find out where they're from when they got a spike in their head. Oh, cool, man.
It says the researchers also examined the places where the severed heads were found. At Puig Castellar, all of the non-local skulls were found on or near exterior walls, which suggests the skulls were nailed up for people to see. That's not complex. That's just like hanging up a picture.
Guys, those nails were in a wall.
This may mean their purpose was to demonstrate power over a group outside that community.
Yeah, they're doing Vlad the Impaler shit.
At the Ulastret, on the other hand, the local skulls were found in dwellings, which hints that they were displayed either inside or outside houses to honor important community members, researchers said. They're just guessing. This isn't real science. Like, they don't know.
It's like having your cat's ashes on the fucking mantle. It's having your dad's head nailed to the wall, you know? It's like...
These findings line up with historical accounts from the Greeks and Romans, 2 famous liars, by the way.
Oh, whoa.
famous lying communities. The researchers noted within their study, ancient authors wrote that the Gauls of southern France would sever the heads of the enemies and keep them in boxes, and that Iberian mercenaries would carry impaled enemy heads on their spears. But the researchers caution that this is not the final word on the nailed head ritual. Although the ritual appears to have been practiced in different ways across Iron Age Iberian sites, more research is needed to be certain. Okay.
This isn't over.
So I'm at an impasse here because we have like 40 minutes left before, technically the show's over. Do you guys want to do the definitive list, the ranking of the MCU heroes?
I'm down.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I think we should be fine time wise.
Yeah, as long as are we doing the whole MCU or just like the Avengers or?
Well, here's what we got, but some of these
you got to think most of these characters had 3 movies, right? So we probably don't. Yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do. The topics are God tier. Maybe iconic,
Yeah.
They're there, they're in the movies, but I wouldn't say like I give a fuck. Yeah, like who gives a fuck? And then on the bottom we'll put like garbage. Okay, so the first one we have is Salma Hayek. Okay, so the way I want to discuss these is not just the character, but also a little bit about the aura, the actor playing them, like the story, the movie that they're in. So on one hand, Selma should be very low because the movie sucked and her character was boring. But on the other hand, it's Salma Hayek. So
I won't tolerate any placement of Salma Hayek any lower than God tier. She
really?
That's what I'm saying. But she plays a god in the movie too. So
I was going to say iconic, but like if that's 2 versus 1, anyways,
Salma Hayek, man.
Salma Hayek. She's just a mega. She's a mega babe.
This could be Salma Hayek from the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, and it's still going God tier because it's Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have America Chavez. So I didn't see this movie.
Oh,
so I don't know.
Dr. Multiverse of Madness. That's what that was.
This one? That's America Chavez.
Yeah,
no, but that's where the movie she was
in the Doctor Strange.
She was in the Marvels too, no?
I forgot everything about that.
I never saw that though.
Oh, okay.
I would put her at there or Who Gives a Fuck.
Who Gives a Fuck. I feel like Who Gives a Fuck is really where she belongs. It makes me it hurts me though because I like the character. I drew 2 issues of the comic.
I don't think she's a bad character at all. I just think that like in the context of that movie, like they just kind of needed a MacGuffin character to like teleport Doctor Strange or whatever.
Okay.
Oh, she has multiverse powers or whatever. Like,
yeah,
it's woke. Let's be real.
She's there because of DEI.
Yeah, she's a DEI Avenger. Let's be honest.
Dimensional, existing, interloping.
Just Doctor Strange. I'd put her in there. There. Oh, Justin's saying in there. Well, Ant-Man. Where are we putting Ant-Man?
I'm gonna say they're there.
Yeah, he's there.
You don't fuck with Ant-Man? That's Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd's great, but
yeah,
like you have to keep that in mind, though.
Yeah, but even so, like they don't really let him do Paul Rudd stuff in it that much.
Yeah,
so
he's just shrinking and shit, get big.
He's not. He's not slapping the bass or anything. He's just fucking.
Okay, so they diminished his aura that much in these movies. I've only seen the first one.
They shrunk it down, bro.
I don't know who this next guy is. Who is that? Is that
that's
Winter
Bucky,
Soldier?
Think, isn't it?
Is that Winter Soldier?
Okay, I don't. The fact that I can't tell makes me think.
I think he's iconic.
He's there. Oh, you think he's iconic? You think he's better?
Yeah, I think he's iconic. He had a whole movie like subtitle named after him,
and it's the best Marvel movie. So
debatable.
But no, that's like widely regarded as the best one.
Tony said it was Thor
Ragnarok. That's my favorite one.
Boom.
That's your favorite, but is it the best?
I think it's the best. It's the most entertaining.
Well,
I've watched that more times than the Winter Soldier. I put Winter Soldier like maybe top 5, but not top 2.
I wonder what happens if you Google that. I'm curious.
Captain America. Where is he going?
Oh, that's
God tier, dude. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, listen, a lot of these I'm going to be deferring to you guys because I've seen so little of these movies. So my vote doesn't count for a full vote, frankly.
It gave that guy a career, really. Like he had nothing.
Chris Evans? He was in that
he wasn't.
movie.
Yeah, like I said, it gave him a career. Like he wasn't doing nothing.
He was in stuff, but that, you know, it was perfect casting for a really well adapted version of the character, I feel. You know.
Okay, Brie Larson.
Who gives a fuck?
Wow, don't be like that. Dude, you just want to get us more YouTube views by hating on Brie Larson, dude. That's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna say iconic for her.
I was gonna say they're there, and that's kind of splits the difference, but my vote doesn't matter as much, so it's tough.
We can do they're there.
The reason I God tier.
The reason I say iconic, see, not because I think that the movie was good or that I think that the character is super great, but like,
and the actress also kind of sucks. That commercial where she was like, "Get in if you want burritos" or whatever, pissed me off so bad.
I feel like there's a virtue signaling going on right now.
For me,
no. Let me tell you what. Well, first of all, I liked her. You know, back in she was in
21 Jump Street. I was kidding.
She was in.
Never used that term.
What was that movie? Like her in School Days, or
what was that movie that
Days something?
Community wasn't
Gordon-Levitt did. Don John.
Yeah.
She played his sister in that. So I was aware of her. Like I liked her and stuff.
You're a Brie Larson head.
Well, no, but the reason I say iconic is because look how polarizing she was.
That is an iconic thing. Yeah, actually, like you made a great case for it. Like,
you know what I mean? Can't. Like, the people who love her in that role and who love her, like love her.
Right.
The people who hate her fucking hate her.
Yeah.
And she's out here doing her thing regardless. She doesn't give a fuck, dude.
I guess I'm indifferent. That's why I was like, don't give a fuck. Is like.
I was kind of going with there just because I'm like, I feel like she's there, but she's not a good character, I don't think, based on what little I've seen of it. And her face kind of bugged me in that commercial about tacos. So let's go there. Let's just say they're there, and then we can move things around.
Yeah, I mean, as a character, I don't think like
she matters.
I didn't see the Marvels. I didn't like the movie Captain Marvel just because I thought it wasn't well done. Like I thought she was.
Yeah.
She's fine casting. Like
for woke points, we could put her in God tier.
I would say I say the Captain Marvel was better than the Marvels. The Marvels I watched with Tamara and it was completely unforgettable. Or completely forgettable. I don't remember.
I hate to seem like the chuds who don't like her because of wokeness and all that bullshit. Like, but I'm also not really wanting to like
capitulate to say they're right. Yeah.
Right.
Like I don't disagree that she's bad, but I also don't want to say that you're right.
Like, but I think that movie not being good wasn't her fault. I think like it just was not very well written and like
we could add a tier always. I don't know what we would add. Put like
I did
DEI, but we love her anyways, or like
I almost when you were setting it up, I was gonna say I thought there should be something between iconic and just present.
Okay, I mean? Yeah, like, we could put something there. What should it be called?
Maybe like Workman.
Workman.
Yeah, they knew the assignment.
Okay,
understood the assignment. Yeah, or something, right?
And her assignment was be a white woman. She nailed it. You can't say that she didn't nail it.
I still think iconic. I mean, there were a lot of little girls who fucked heavily with that movie, you know, like
name one.
Well, I don't know any. But you saw it a lot on the internet. I would have just said
Sally. I'd be like, okay, I'm sure there's a Sally. No. White girls today aren't named Sally. They're named like
McCaden.
Talon or something.
Yeah. Taylor.
McCaden.
McCaden.
Caden is crazy.
Yeah.
They're all named like weird shit like that. Jayla. It's like, excuse me?
That's it's like McKenna, but it's spelled like with a like EUNGH at the end.
He said she had the aura picture on the blue carpet from the premiere. I don't even know what you're talking about. I trust you though. Okay, Daredevil.
I'm gonna say he doesn't even have a movie, so like get your game
multiple shows though.
They're there.
I'm gonna say iconic for him, dude.
Wow.
Because everybody loves his depiction of Daredevil from what I've seen. The show has 3 seasons and now a 4th coming because it's like so beloved that like they have the support to do another one. He showed up in She-Hulk, which everyone's like, that's the one good thing about that show with Daredevil. He showed up in like was Spider-Man Far From Home. What was the third one? No Way Home.
Homecoming?
No Way Home, I think. Homecoming was the first
Home.
one. And like, dude, when that shit hit Netflix, it was like still pretty early in the Marvel and the MCU, and I feel like it was like not appointment television because it all came out at once, but you know what I'm saying? Like, people were fucking with Daredevil heavy, talking about every episode, talking about the hallway fight scene, talking about the action. So yeah.
Here's my problem with it. His head is so big, his cranium is so big that like I have a hard time taking this man serious as like a threat. But I hear you. Like we can Tony, what do you feel? Like you still say he's there?
I say they're there.
Then we go in the middle, then we have to split the difference. He understood the assignment. The assignment was be on Netflix.
Be blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, we're gonna have to, some of these guys are gonna have to move up or down though, because I feel like everybody can't just understand the assignment. Not that many people do.
Gotta let it play out.
Yeah,
I mean, what more would you want from his Daredevil? I guess would be a good question.
To be Ben Affleck, to have a smaller cranium, have more aura.
But like in like a real way, not like a
play Evanescence.
Well, I'm just saying, not even that came as a Daredevil, like as a character, but like he didn't even get a movie, So like I'm just saying.
Well, he didn't have a chance yet. They just
we can't. Didn't. Well, he hasn't had it yet. Like Tyler Hero doesn't have a title yet, but so I'm not gonna call him a champion.
But he hasn't had a movie, but none of these other characters have had 4 seasons of 8 1-hour episodes, right?
Yeah.
How many times have been canceled? Twice?
No, I mean,
didn't he get canceled last time and they brought it back?
You know what?
We're done.
I don't know if it was kind of like, I think that was not to do with the love of the character. It was because there's a thing with royalties and like the writers and stuff where after 3 seasons, they start to get more money. And so they can it. And then they relaunch it as something else. That happened with Castlevania on Netflix, and this happened with a bunch of other stuff where it's like it always goes 3 seasons, and then they stop it, and then they bring it back under a new subtitle, which is fucked.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'm just judging on the result. I'm not considering the
consider it
the process.
I feel like maybe I want to move him up to iconic just after having this conversation. I'm starting to agree with Ibrahim that he's iconic.
Okay. Hey.
I mean,
just because, I can't stop thinking about how big his fucking head is. Okay, Deadpool.
Garbage.
Yeah, I kind of want to put him in garbage tier too.
Garbage.
Owned.
Okay,
Doc Strange.
I would say understood the assignment.
I agree. What do you think, Tony?
Yeah, I would agree. I like Doctor Strange. I
like Benedict Cumberbatch. I like Doctor Strange. I don't like him as Doctor Strange.
I was going to say the same thing, but I didn't mind it when I saw the movie and he had a decent accent, like not British. I thought he was going to be,
from London.
Yeah.
For me,
no, he didn't. He's not American.
The wigs for me, I can't take the wigs, man.
Dude, the wigs are bad. Bad.
He also just is not iconic. Like you don't see that character and be like, oh wow, iconic. You know what I mean? I don't really see that from Daredevil either, but I'm not going to move on from that.
Well, it was cool when he showed up in that Avengers movie, though. Like the first time when they kind of crossed him over.
Yeah.
Drax
is iconic.
I almost want to go God tier.
Yeah,
I'll take that. I'll go with God tier. I love Batista. He's a pit bull guy.
Batista. Yeah.
He's a good dude. Seems like
he's Greek. He's a Greek man.
He's Filipino.
And half and half.
He's mixed.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Also, like,
hilarious guy.
He's the most memorable character from those movies, in my opinion.
Yeah,
he is, and he's like good at acting beyond that. Like he's been in other good things, whereas a lot of these people are not.
Yeah.
Okay, this chick, the green one, Gamora.
Gamora.
Garbage. Garbage.
Garbage.
Garbage is crazy, dude. Come
Bro,
on.
that's garbage, dude. I would say she's there. I love Zoe Saldana, but
Yeah, I would
Have
say
you
she's
seen Amelia?
there.
Have you seen Amelia Perez?
no.
Oh well.
I'd say she's there.
Okay, then I'll put her in. She's there because that's what you both said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. That character doesn't really do much for me. Like
Even I couldn't sway with a hilarious garbage. Okay, so this big guy, I think his name was like Kingo or something. Bumpo or
No.
oh wait,
he was,
no wait.
He was
This
is
Gilgamesh, right?
Is this? I don't know.
Wasn't he Gilgamesh? Wasn't that his
Is this
character?
Doctor Strange's guy or is this the guy from Eternals?
That's the guy from Eternals, the Korean
Okay,
actor.
yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Oh, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I feel like I kind of feel the same way. Like I don't know his name, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it was pretty forgettable. I think he's a pretty big name in Korea.
Shout out to him.
Oh,
A lot of people make like custom figures of him in 1/6 scale, like in Korea. Like I think he's a big deal, but I've never seen anything else with him.
What about Baby Groot?
Baby Groot specifically, or just Groot in general?
I think it's Groot in general, but I only see Baby Groot down there.
Let's call it Groot in general. I would say iconic.
I'd say so too.
Yeah, simply because everybody loves
The
an
Baby Groot.
anthropomorphic character, and he's got its memorable line.
Tony, how you feel?
I would say he understood the assignment.
I think you got overvoted though. I think he is iconic. Yeah. When you can make a little dancing thing like the fish, like the don't worry, be happy.
Yeah.
Like you could do one of those things.
Also, he doesn't exist. Like it's all CG, you know. So the fact that like people fell in love with this make believe CG character is.
You're saying that Vin Diesel doesn't exist?
Well, he exists not in our world, but in beautiful world.
Okay, so Hawkeye. This was what prompted this whole thing. Because the other day I was like, Hawkeye was my favorite Avenger when I was a kid, and then people like said that I was stupid, that I was a liar. It was all kinds of crazy shit people were saying about me.
I would agree with Justin. He understood the assignment. He shot arrows. He stood on the rooftop and didn't get killed. You know?
I would say he's iconic.
That's because he's from Modesto.
It is because he's from Modesto. You know I love Jeremy Renner. That's part of why he's such a great character. But I also always loved Hawkeye. It seems like, though, I got overvoted. So, sad day for me.
I think he was his
I'm just glad you didn't put there.
His being iconic, I think a lot of people loved that Fraction David Aja comic.
Yeah.
And I think they let that love transcend the comics and into the movie where it might not have really been as deserved. I don't know.
I just think Jeremy Renner is a powerful actor. He gives big performances.
Yeah, Coke powered.
Mark Ruffalo. He's a Niner fan too. My guy Jeremy Renner. He's part of the Niner faithful, so I can't it hurts me to put him there. Mark Ruffalo.
The Hulk.
Mark Ruffalo.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Maybe iconic. I don't know.
I kind of want to go God tier just because I like Mark Ruffalo's politics, and like I said, this is part of the actor, part of the character, part of the movie they're in.
Yeah. All right.
All right, go God tier. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Ruffalo.
I mean, he is the strongest there is, etc. Right?
I really liked him in that. He was the best part of that last Avengers movie where he was like smart Hulk, you know, where he had like Banner's brain. So
I could put him
portraying as the Hulk.
Yeah, I never seen that one. He has glasses in that one.
Yeah, he dresses like a hipster, you know. He's all
kind of nerdy. It makes me want to drop him down to iconic. I don't know who this guy is. Oh, is this the bad guy from Eternals? Like one of the Eternals?
Oh yeah.
It sounds like we got another. Who gives a fuck?
I like that actor a lot, but yeah, he was not. I would say who gives a fuck. I wouldn't say he was.
Oh, is that the fucking Game of Thrones guy?
Yeah,
Richard Madden. Yeah.
Icarus. Give me a break.
Icarus. Thank you.
Rob Stark.
In the end, he flew too close to the sun, dude.
Is this one the new Black Panther?
No, I think that's Riri Williams, Ironheart.
I haven't
Oh,
seen.
okay. She's in the movies already.
She's in Black Panther 2.
Is this?
What?
I thought this is the
I don't
Ironheart
remember.
girl over here.
No, that's Miss Marvel. Not Miss Marvel.
Where's
Was
the
she
new
another
Black
Miss
Panther?
Marvel?
Yeah, Miss Marvel was in Marvels, and that's Captain Marvel from Marvels.
Wait, so which one is this? Oh, this is the new Black Panther. So you're right. This is Riri.
That's Ironheart. Yeah.
I don't remember seeing her name, so I can't really say.
I would say they're there because I don't think she's Who Gives a Fuck. I think there were little girls who thought it was pretty tight that she was there. I remember her not really seeming like she had, like, she felt very shoehorned into the movie, but you know, it was cool to see her, I guess.
I believe this is Iron Man.
As much as I don't really care about Iron Man, you can't say he's not God tier, right? Like,
I could say he's iconic.
I go with iconic. Yeah.
He's like top tier iconic though. He's like the number one iconic though.
Yeah.
What if we did a new level top tier iconic?
Well, no, you just put it above. You just put it in like the front.
Oh, I see.
Know?
Okay.
Yeah. Like you could always, we could always rearrange this. That's what I was saying. Like at some point when we get this all sorted out, we're gonna be like, this person might belong here. You know?
Yeah, he's on the God tier bubble.
He's on the bubble. He could move up if they make another movie with him as Iron Man.
Is he gonna be Dr. Doom though? Isn't that the?
Oh wow, kind of hurts his case.
That,
yeah.
Justin says that he made the MCU as we know it. I think Stan Lee made the MCU as we know
it. Yeah, I mean, definitely his performance was. That's why I think God tier, because he's like the reason all that shit worked was, you know, off the strength of Iron Man.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, you can't argue that when you. He's God tier. I agree with you. He's God tier.
Wow.
Put him up there, but at the bottom of the God tier.
Okay, he's at the very end of the God tier.
Yeah.
He's no Salma Hayek, but, you know.
No, Natalie Portman.
She understood the assignment. She was there, you know.
Tony said that's the worst Marvel movie ever made.
The last one?
It's bad, but she's in the first two as Jane Foster. And
she was there.
I don't think she was bad in that movie. I think that movie was bad.
Yeah, she's there. I'd put her there, but that's me.
Is she Zionist?
No, I think she's
so.
Oh, she's not. It's ScarJo that is?
I think ScarJo is.
Okay, so you know, well she's there. Did she understand the assignment? I don't remember. Should we put her at the front of it? What do you think?
Yeah.
They're there? Understood the assignment?
I put her there, but you know, that's just my vote.
Yeah, either one.
Okay, she doesn't matter. We almost want to drop her to Who Gives a Fuck, but not. I'm playing. Okay, this chick. I believe that's Hawkeye girl. Hawkeye.
Yeah, I never saw that show, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know about her at all. Who gives a fuck? Oh wait, isn't this the chick that's married to Josh
Haley
Allen
Williams, right? Is that her name? Or Haley
Steinfeld?
Oh yeah, it's Josh Allen.
She's married to Josh Allen?
Garbage.
Wow.
I like her. She's good. She was in
I saw a little joke she made about the Miami Dolphins the other day that someone posted in Discord.
That was hilarious. I think I might have posted that.
Yeah, that was rude.
She also plays the voice of Spider-Gwen.
Oh, for real?
In the Miles Morales movies, but yeah, she was in what's that Coen Brothers movie, the remake of the
True Grit.
True Grit.
True Grit.
She was a little baby in that movie.
I like her. I don't know if I didn't really like
assignment.
that show.
She knew what she was supposed to be. I'm hearing that she was perfect adaptation of the Fraction Aha run. And Par is telling us her whole IMDb of whose voices she gives.
That's true. She's Jinx in Arcane, which is a fucking great show.
Okay, so this guy,
that motherfucker is
garbage, dude.
Garbage.
Hot garbage.
I can't stand that guy, man. I liked him for a while, and then he just was everywhere doing the same thing and everything, and like, yeah, no, thank you.
I don't know who this chick is. I think she's one of the Eternals.
She was the very fast one.
Hi,
Brian.
All right, be bad. Have a good one, dude.
Hi, Brian.
I said that all loud, like he was leaving the room, and he needed to hear me.
So this is
I put her in.
she's there. She was a hearing impaired actor. That was cool to have that representation, you know.
this whole tier except for Ant-Man is like just all women, dude. That's crazy. Why do you guys hate women?
Look, there's still some more to go.
Yeah.
The American people are tired of women.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so this chick, I don't know who she is.
Mantis.
Is she
in Guardians of the Galaxy, but played by Palm Clementif, who I like a lot.
Yeah, I thought she was pretty funny in those movies.
Yeah, I would. She's not iconic though. I mean, part of the thing
Yeah, I
about
understood the assignment.
Yeah, part of the thing about this ranking is that like it's not on us. Like it's what they gave.
Yeah. No. But that's the thing
know.
is we're just
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Because that means like you're professional. You put in a good day's work and you did a good
She was
job.
there.
You know?
Yeah.
You didn't
she's
tank the
funny.
movie. Yeah.
Oh, it's like she's slightly above there. She was there and she was kind of funny. You know.
Oh, we should move Gamora to understood the assignment because we didn't have that tier when we did her, and I think she's above there.
Okay.
Put her above Jeremy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
definitely.
Jeremy. Yeah. I fought for you.
Yeah.
This chick, I don't know her name.
Captain Marvel. Yeah, she's Captain Marvel.
No, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel.
No, I mean she's the other Captain Marvel.
She understood the assignment.
Yeah, she was in that movie. She was in the first one too, wasn't she? She was on the
WandaVision show. She wasn't in the first movie. Her character was a kid in the first movie, and then
she's there.
Yeah, she's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I almost want to put her. Who gives a fuck? You guys were not making a compelling case.
They didn't give her a lot to work with. She was good in the WandaVision show, but like I didn't really like that show as much as everybody else.
The Moon Knight.
I almost feel like none of the Eternals should be on this at all.
No, dude. The Moon Knight's not an Eternal. He's Egyptian.
Oh no, I just meant I'm just looking at the rest of the thing.
Oh, okay.
I would say Moon Knight understood the assignment. Like he did a great job doing the dual acting stuff, the dual characters.
What actor was that again?
Oscar Isaac.
Not Egyptian.
Not decidedly not Egyptian.
Bruh.
How you gonna do that?
Yeah.
Okay. How about this? Kamala. Who?
I
think that's Marvel
never
girl.
saw her. I never saw the show.
Yeah. I watched the movie, and I personally didn't
the
give
best
a fuck.
part of that.
Yeah, I don't really remember a best part, to be honest.
I find her when I've seen of her, she seems very charming.
Yeah,
she's actually writing the comic, right? The Miss Marvel comic, or she was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Makes me want to put her above Who Gives a Fuck into like she's there. You know? That's cool. Oh,
I would almost say.
About... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, granted it could be stunt casting to have her do the comic as well, but like I kind of feel like that's almost its own version of iconic. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
But I don't think it deserves to be that high. So maybe understood the assignment.
Okay. This was getting full. A lot of people understood
shout
the
out
assignment.
to her. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Big shout out to her. Okay, the next one. Namor. How are you feeling about my dog?
Who gives a fuck?
What? I give a fuck. That's Namor.
Have you watched the movie?
Matters, dude.
You didn't even watch the movie.
What? I didn't need to watch the movie.
Then how could you give a fuck?
What? Because he's Mexican. Well, that's crazy.
Listen, I really liked him in the movie. It sounds like there were some assault charges against him, or
oh wow,
wait, what?
Like some he was accused of some kind of misconduct.
Oh no.
Okay, we'll put him in
garbage.
Then. If that's true, that sorry,
I don't know. I don't know what the allegations are. I don't know.
Boom shakalaka.
I'm in love with the boom shakalaka button today, dude. Okay, the White Widow apparently.
The White Widow?
Black
Is that-
Widow.
I would say who gives a fuck.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of feel the same way, dude. Plus she's
Who
Zionist.
gives a fuck?
Plus she's Zionist. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who this chick is.
Oh, that's
I've never seen her before in my life.
Thanos' daughter, Gamora's sister. What's her face? What's her name?
I'm
I
blanking.
Don't know.
on
I
it.
feel like who gives a fuck?
Well, she understood the assignment.
no.
She was in all those movies.
Yeah, she was great in the movies.
Oh wow, okay. So
she's
she
a vital
understood
part of
the assignment
it.
as well.
What is?
Or was she there?
Nebula.
Yeah.
No, she understood the assignment.
So I put her next to Gamora.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair. Since
I
they're
like that
sisters.
actor too. She's good.
Yeah.
This guy, I think this is Blimpo. He was gay. Mind you, he's a gay black man.
I like the actor a lot.
He was in.
He's on Atlanta.
Atlanta?
He was in Bullet Train.
Is he in Get Out?
He's not in Get Out. In Bullet Train, he did a pretty good British accent. To the point where I was like, "Oh my god, he's British!" And then it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, he's not actually British."
Yeah, he's great. in it.
From London.
But he's
Iconic?
there. He's there.
He's iconic. You sound like you're telling me that this man.
Nah, he's there.
Okay.
As an actor, we're here to mostly talk about their characters. You know,
A little bit of both. It's a mixture. It's these are tiers.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
about their
like-
character unless they're a Zionist in real life, then they're garbage.
Well, it's not up to us.
Rocket Raccoon is iconic for sure.
Okay, the Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, he's iconic.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
iconic.
Iconic. Bradley Cooper.
The Captain America, the new Captain, the woke Captain America,
Iconic for sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
Tony,
I haven't seen the new movie, so I can't.
oh, you
That's
see
it.
Ibrahim?
No, not yet, but he's great in the other stuff. And
Okay.
I like Anthony Mackie. And he's a first, or he plays the Black Captain America, or he's Captain America, but I mean he's the one to take the torch from the beloved Chris Evans, and he's a black man, and I think that's worth.
Yeah, Steve Rogers chose him for a reason, So
Yeah.
No allegations.
He's good enough for Steve Rogers. Yeah, he's like married to his high school sweetheart in real life.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Or I think he's actually known her since they were like little kids. Even I remember reading somewhere.
She was underage when they met.
No, they were the same age. Don't do that.
Wait, he met her when she was underage. Hold on. He says, "Y'all, Brave New World was great. Second only to Winter Soldier. Oh wow, relative to the Cap
All right.
movies. Oh wait,
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that one.
Okay,
It's-
he had
We're
qualified
relative
that at
to
the end.
Cap
I was like, wait, what? It's the second best Marvel movie ever made. This chick, the
Scarlet Witch?
Red Witch.
Scarlet Witch. I would put her at iconic.
Oh wow, Tony. You watched the show?
I watched the show. I would say understood the assignment.
Okay.
She's in 3 of the 4 Avengers movies. She had a pretty big role in at least 2 of those. She had her own TV show. I feel and like she's a witchy character. People love witches and shit.
Yeah.
She has kids. She's the only character to have children that like are relevant in the MCU because Tony Stark's daughter does, she's just a little girl.
The chat is saying iconic, mother, things of this nature.
All right.
Yeah.
Boom shakalaka.
I do not know this woman. I've never seen. Is this Angelina Jolie?
No, that's Gemma Chan.
Oh,
She's
from
in one of
Shang-Chi.
the- No. She's in Eternals. She's
Oh,
also in
cool.
Captain Marvel as like a green alien.
I didn't say who gives a fuck.
I give a fuck. Not about her character, but I just think she's just stunning. If I can be a dude about it for a minute.
No,
It could be. That's what we're here for.
no.
So what? She understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Okay.
The assignment was to steal my heart.
Shang-Chi.
Who gives a fuck?
Garbage.
Nah, dude.
He's an
on.
MR Asian dude. That's crazy.
I don't think he is he?
He made all those Reddit posts. He was talking wild, dude. He's so annoying.
Wasn't that like? I mean, I don't know.
No. He did do that stuff, the Reddit stuff. That's not debatable. And
but
he
that was like
that
when he was
song.
like, wasn't that like young dude?
He never apologized for it. He should have apologized for it.
Yeah,
he could have made it right.
All right. I won't
okay,
argue.
I mean, listen, that's where I go garbage. Tony, where you go? You could go higher. You have a lot of power right now because Tony, you wanted him and understood the assignment.
No, I came out of the gates.
You wanted him up here.
Yeah, I mean, I think
So Tony,
go ahead.
Tony, what are you saying?
I came out of the gate saying who gives a fuck, so I stand by that.
So I'd say we probably have to lean towards that because the disparity, it just kind of drags it down here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about his Reddit history. I just know,
all I know is that shit was nasty what he was saying.
Okay, well, yeah, then he can stay right there.
The She-Hulk.
I gotta go iconic on She-Hulk, dude.
Really?
Yeah, because people fucking hated it.
I love that people hate it. It's not good. She's iconic.
I thought it was.
I've never seen it. So
I watched it. I didn't think the show was all that great, but I thought she was great in it. I love that actress, Tatiana Maslany.
Okay, shout out to her.
She fucking twerked as She-Hulk with Megan Thee Stallion, which people lost their minds over, which is so ridiculous in both directions, in my opinion.
Like people who liked it cringe, people who hated it also cringe.
Yes. And I just think for something to come out that was like such a weird swing out of left field and like was so polarizing, I think that deserves iconic status.
Whoa.
Okay.
Tara says that she has the best politics of any MCU actor.
Iconic, dude.
Iconic.
Let's
Make
go.
her iconic.
Let's go. And I love her. So dude, you look at her, you look at green Tatiana Maslany all hulked out, still would. 100%.
We went from the green, the best politics to maybe the worst politics. The new Black Panther.
Yeah. She's garbage.
Anti-vaxxer. Garbage. What do you think, Ibrahim?
I don't hold anti-vaccine stuff against black people, dude.
That's just I'm not laughing at your take. I'm laughing at the soundbite.
No, man, like the shit that has happened to black folks medically and continues to still happen, like
I get you.
That's a pass for me in terms of like being wary about something like that. I mean, dude,
Para, who is black, says garbage, and that the sound kills him.
Dude, there are fucking RFK Jr. just came out and said that black people don't need vaccines or something because they have,
and
like,
she
stronger
co-signed
immune
it.
systems.
She said, "She's all them at cook."
Yeah. She's like, yeah, he's right. Yeah.
Aside from that, though, I mean,
I see what you're saying, but she's also an idiot. So it's like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I can't just be like, yeah.
Allegations being thrown against her. It is. I do think it's iconic the way she shut down production of that movie for her anti-vax takes.
I guess if
Look,
making
Black
a mark
Panther,
like
Black Panther was one of the most beloved movies to come out.
And yet, look at where my boy.
But the fact that she was able to carry the sequel with a lot of emotion and shit in it, like, you know,
she wasn't the one nominated for all those awards.
She was the lead of the movie, though. I don't think Black Panther 2 was nominated for anything, was it? Well, I guess Angela Bassett was nominated for.
Yeah, Angela Bassett was the one nominated. She's the one who carried the emotional heft of the movie.
I mean, the movie was horrible, so.
I think it was all right.
I didn't see it, but I wanted to.
Well, you guys do whatever you want on that one.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna put it in garbage because she's an anti-vaxxer, but only because she's an anti-vaxxer. If anybody sees this, you know what? I'm gonna make a new category.
Yeah, make one for bad politics.
Problematic.
I don't know, above. Yeah, it's above pure garbage where it's like we just can't rock with it.
Yeah.
And it's her, it's him, and it's her.
Yeah. There you go. That's perfect. Oh, put Simu Liu in there too. Put Simu Liu in
Yeah.
there.
Simu. Oh, Simu, well done.
Yeah.
Damn, we're Asian.
You
You
made
thought
it.
you could hide behind it? Your screen name again? Wrong.
Shut up, bitch.
Okay, Tom Holland.
He's iconic for sure.
I
Everyone's
know.
obsessed with him and his little girlfriend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zendaya. Classic.
He was a great Spider-Man.
I'm putting him at the very front of the iconic, in fact, because he's very iconic.
He's the
I would
best
say so.
Spider-Man, movie Spider-Man, in my opinion. Like,
He's so iconic. He's been in like 4 movies, and he's like, I'm thinking about retiring. Like, I've accomplished all I need to do in the game. You know.
yeah.
This
Go back
chick,
to London.
the Sprite.
Eternals. I don't give a fuck.
Sprite.
That's firmly who gives a fuck. I also
Yeah,
think I think you should put the word who in parentheses with a question mark after it, because some of these were like, I don't know who that is.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, Star-Lord.
He's iconic as much as I hate to
He's
say it.
reluctantly iconic. Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom of it.
But can we rock with him?
Oh no, we can't.
No, we can't. We
No,
can't rock
He's
with
a
him.
Christian Mills. Oh, sorry, Star-Lord.
Sorry.
Oh, you were almost iconic, dude. But then you
Damn.
bungled it.
This is insane, dude.
This guy, the Black Panther,
God
he's
tier.
iconic.
He's God tier, dude. He's God
Oh,
tier.
wow.
He's God tier.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna argue it.
Big RIP.
Yeah.
Okay, next
Dude,
we
that
have
guy-
Angelina
That guy
Jolie.
worked
Okay.
through having cancer and didn't
Yeah.
tell anybody so that he could secure the bag for his family, bro. That's God
Yeah.
tier shit. That's so good.
And then meanwhile, his co-star is shutting down production because she doesn't want to get a fucking shot.
Damn! Shout out to his family.
Okay, Angelina Jolie.
You know, it's Angelina Jolie, so I kind of want to put her God tier just for being Tomb
But
Raider.
she did not age as gracefully as Selma. With all due respect,
Oh
she's
yeah,
not
she
like
did,
that.
dude. She looks
You
incredible.
think so?
What? It's like indiscernible. Like between
Okay.
her now and
Okay,
but
All right, I'm just saying.
I don't think
compare her to
I don't think
Selma.
it's indiscernible.
I don't think she's God tier. I put her at the Who. I don't even remember her character's name.
No, she was whack in the movie, but she's
Yeah,
still
she was
Angelina Jolie.
Okay, that's fair. She can.
The thing is, like, to me, Tony, she doesn't have the same aura. Like, look at her face right here. You're not like Angelina Jolie, but Selma, you're like, look at Selma, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Goosey's on top of Goosey's when I see Selma.
No, I would definitely, if I'm going to rank them, Selma's above her in everything.
We're not ranking them by their looks, though. Basically,
No,
the characters
just-
is what we're talking about. We're talking about the characters in the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, characters in the movie. This is
Thor.
not
The core
God is a
characters.
god.
the cool characters.
But so he's in Tony's favorite movie and least favorite movie in the
He's
MCU.
God tier, dude.
He's God tier.
Okay, so
He's
he's
above
he's
iconic,
goated like
easily.
that. Okay,
Yeah.
shout out to him.
He's funny. Even in the last one, it's not his fault because he's funny at
Yeah.
delivering lines. It's just too much humor. You know, it's too much of it. Like,
It's just too much. I watched his little brother in something, and I thought that little dude can act too. Why isn't they making MCU movies about him?
He's replacing Henry Cavill for the one season of The Witcher after Cavill left it.
Oh, really?
not nice.
Yeah. I think that's kind of funny how no one's gonna anyway.
Para says my dumbass just realized this list is alphabetical. Is it? I didn't even realize. Oh yeah, he's right. Oh shit, check that out.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's funny.
Valkyrie. I love her.
She's iconic.
Yeah, she's
I'm with you.
She's great. She's great at Ragnarok. She's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I've never seen those movies. I just love Tessa Thompson because she's Mexican.
I almost want to put her at God tier.
All right. I wouldn't argue.
Yeah.
Wouldn't argue.
Vision.
He's there.
He's there, yeah.
Understood the assignment. He went from being a computer voice to a dude. That's pretty cool.
War Machine.
Yeah. War Machine, he's there.
We can't rock with it because that man went plumb loco.
Who, Don Cheadle?
No. But Don Cheadle played him for most of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's only in one movie.
In fact, he was never in the first Iron Man movie. He was just.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So where do we put War Machine then?
I put him there.
I can't rock with the American War Machine. Frankly, that's just my woke politics.
He understood the assignment at the very least. I would say.
What do you agree with that, Tony?
I think he's put him at the top of understood the assignment.
Oh well, even above Brie Larson. Wokeness has gone out of control. Wasp, garbage. No, can't rock with it. Even if she was.
Oh yeah.
He's an anti-vaxxer too.
Yeah. You know what? I don't mind it when white women are anti-vaxxers. I'm kidding.
Is that Werewolf by Night? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that is Werewolf by Night.
Who gives a fuck? I
love werewolves, dude.
Me too, but I didn't even watch that. I
watched it. It's just like whatever.
I'm putting him at the top because werewolves are cool just regardless.
That's cool. And I like that actor.
Yeah,
Gabriel
I'd say it.
Garcia Bernal, I think is his name.
In that movie, Man Thing was super cool.
Sorry to the Mexican who I just had to drop down for the werewolf. This guy is in Doctor Strange.
That's Benedict Wong, who plays. I think it's tight that his name is Benedict Wong, and he's in the movie with Benedict Cumberbatch. That's the highest Benedict per cap.
It's too much Benedict.
That's
me.
I put him understood the assignment.
Yeah, he's not. There's not enough of him to be iconic, but he's great.
Yeah.
I really like that actor a lot. He was great in Marco Polo, which is an underrated Netflix show.
Okay, well, I'll put him up there then. And then this chick, I've never seen her before.
I don't know who she is. Oh, she's Shang-Chi's sister.
Oh, really?
No, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, we're going to put her in Who Gives a Fuck? The new Black Widow.
I gotta put her at iconic, dude.
Yeah, she's iconic, dude.
Just after one film, even.
Dude, she's Florence Pugh, and she's iconic.
She showed up. Here's the thing, though. She showed up in Black Widow's movie and completely stole the spotlight.
Yeah.
And
she's gonna be in that new one.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, and they put her in the Hawkeye show. And she's the Empress in Dune.
Yeah.
Or the Princess Irulan.
We have this guy.
Dude, he's iconic for sure.
Yondich.
Yondu.
This guy kind of reminds me of Tony, so I'm gonna put him in the fucking garbage territory.
Dude, that's Michael Rooker, man. We just watched him.
I love Rooker, but Rooker reminds me of Tony. He has the similar kind of skull shape. You putting him on iconic?
He's iconic for sure. What a B or what a fucking D-list character that nobody even knew about other than hardcore Marvel dudes, and he's like, really stole the show.
Well, there it is. We did it.
I mean, I'll be your father, but I'll always be your daddy.
I gotta say, I think we cooked. Is there anything that we're seeing here that needs to be switched around that feels like maybe somebody needs to be took the end of the line or front of the line? I almost feel like this tier is so big it could be split into another tier, but I don't know what the tier would be.
I kind of feel like Hawkeye needs to be down to Who Gives a Fuck.
No shot. Are you kidding me, bro?
Yeah. I mean, who gives a fuck?
See, I think he's almost iconic though, so I don't think we could drop him that low. I think Understood the Assignment is the happy medium.
The glazing you did for Chadwick Boseman, who had cancer, I was like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. We love that for him. Or like, we love that he was able to persevere to inspire millions. Renner got hit by a snowplow, dude.
Wow.
That's crazy work.
It was his own. It was his own snowplow that he didn't put in park or something.
No.
Yeah. Who knows what kind of physical state he was in.
Snowplow, dude. What are you talking about?
And he might have been. He might have been plowing that snow on a different fucking level before he even went outside.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I almost want to put him in. We just can't rock with it, you know.
Yeah. Remember he like fired a gun in his
Yeah. He
house
told some
he
woman
did
he's gonna
that
kill him
like,
or
and
something.
inspired millions, dude.
You know
Are
what?
you serious?
We just
You're
can't
not-
rock with him.
You're talking
dude.
about
I can't
we
rock with that.
with him.
You didn't overrule,
that's the type
man.
of life he was living, dude.
I
For real,
forgot
for real.
about that.
Oh, I would love to change, but the show's ending.
Oh, man.
We're running out
Yeah,
of time. Oh my god, I wanted to move him down, but
You know,
I just
from
can't do it
someone-
because the show's ending, dude.
For someone from Modesto, he doesn't act very modestly. You feel me?
No,
Ooh.
but everybody knows Modesto is known as Meth Desto because it's the meth capital of the world. So
Well-
he's perfectly embodies the Modesto spirit.
Man,
So,
Yeah.
anyways,
that's filibuster.
you know what? If you guys insist, I'll put him down there. But I do rock with him. That's just
That
me.
says more
personally.
about
That's
you
Ramon
than us.
Villalobos.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's your boy. That's your boy. You know.
What's your boy? Yeah.
Don't be such a nerd, bro.
Or girl.
All right, everyone. Well, with that, we finished the list. Thank you for those who stuck around. If you're watching later, thank you for watching. I think this has been a hilarious, little. We kind of cooked on this list.
Yeah.
So
you know what? Hey, Para did say Don Cheadle wants to protect trans kids at least.
Oh, I've got to put him up to God tier then.
Yeah,
where he's currently at, I'll put him up to iconic.
that's our penance for moving. Is this our fucking like our Capitol Hill deal swapping shit where we go, okay, if we let you put Renner and understood the assignment, then do we get Cheadle at God tier? We gotta get
Where
this.
do the
We gotta get
farmers?
this
Where do
deal
the farmers
done.
get out of this? Yeah.
Yeah.
If only the
Farmers
government.
of Modesto.
If you really like it,
Yeah.
you should subscribe.
There you go. So where can they follow you guys?
I'm on YouTube under my name, Ibrahim Mustafa, and I'm on Instagram at just search it, you'll find me. I don't remember exactly my handle.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for being so active tonight. That was fun. Justin, hometown homie, thank you for coming through, dude. It was a lot of fun having you in there. And yeah.
Yeah, you can find me on Blue Sky, Tony Gregori, Instagram, Tony Gregori. And go pick up the Rick and Morty New Year's Eve special. It's been out for about a month, and so it should be on your shelves. And yeah, thanks
I'll give you
everyone.
the smash.
If you don't get the book.
Yeah,
Hey.
go get a smash.
I'll give you the smash.
Francis, though, God tier.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'll have to go walking.
Me too.
Pew!
You do love to go walking.
It's one of my favorite things. Yeah, you can follow me all the normal places. And you could check us if you want to support the show. I want to start doing more stuff with it. I know I say that every week and I just haven't done it yet, but pretty soon my schedule is going to be freed up a little bit so I can like focus more on that, improving this show. Maybe doing some more stuff, like maybe just me. But you could support it on, I think, the patreon.com/mexfantayo for now, because I have to change that too. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and hope you guys all have a good week. Talk to you next time.
Good night.
Ending the stream.
Night.